Recording.
I've started the recording.
Oh no, that's the wrong intro.
Hello,
Fuck, I don't speak English. No, that's the one that's in my head.
Are you sure you can manage this?
Oh, welcome back to another episode of Lost Legends. Fuck, Brennan's intro's in my head.
We'll begin the game in our usual manner.
Yes.
We have
Verdazin
as.
I kept trying to say I'm your humble dungeon master. I was like, no, that's not my intro.
I know this is what happens when we spend a week binge watching Dimension 20. This is a warning to everybody out there that ever streams your games. Don't watch a ton of Dimension 20 before you run your own game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of Lost Legends. We're going to start in our usual manner of introduction. First up, we have Verdazin as
Nala.
We have Cross as
Iala.
We have Blackheart as
Taryc.
We have Sammi as
Mavis, Jemma, Maltori.
You meet Yuli as your friendly DM. This week we are missing both Toby and Markus because they are traitors who go on holiday.
Without the rest of
Sounds like someone else should join them.
How dare you? I think I would die.
You already sound like that.
I sound perfect. I have,
I mean, you always sound perfect.
This is the dialogue that asks for a recap.
That's
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to work on it.
What the fuck do you
been a
mean
month.
you didn't have enough time?
I did it. I did it.
Okay.
It's been a month. There was going to be indignation.
I was about to punish you so hard.
No, the punishment could still happen. You're delirious right now. It's great.
Yeah, still bite.
Also, for the sake of our recording, our DM got a tetanus shot and was attacked by a dog. So she's on medication and she's fun tonight.
Again?
Yeah.
I think you should rest, but
I'm unstoppable. Give me your recap, bug.
Don't excite them by calling them their play name.
Last time on Lost Legends, we prepared to head out into the desert to find the Sphinx after stocking up on a number of...
Uh-oh.
I have a period here that shouldn't be here. We prepared to head out into the desert to find the Sphinx after stocking up on a number of compasses. After a little excursion with a drow child finding Amelia's family dagger, we obtained some anti-thief technology, pet mimics. We then headed out into the glass dunes on our great house steed. Mavis tries calling out into the aether to find...
Mavis?
Mavis.
I'll give you Emalia because that name always sounds like it's changing when it comes out of Markus, and it's way too close to Iala, and it enrages me.
Mavis tries calling out into the aether to ask the gods on where to go. She manages to contact some help in the form of one, which was bad, but it did point us in the right direction. We stopped at an oasis to gain more intel on the area, see where we are, what we were heading into. Nim ends up playing with the children in and around the oasis, and to our surprise, one knew Bill's song. After gaining some tips, we head out into the desert. We arrive at the triangulated spot first mentioned by one, and after causing a time paradox, something really weird happens, and I don't really know what it is. I might find out today.
Yeah, that's right. You weren't actually here for the other session. But that's a good recap of the session prior. So you can go ahead and have your inspiration for that.
Yeah.
Yay.
To catch the twins up a little bit, I will
Do
try
you
to
want
do
me
this
to
in
do
my.
it so you can hold up?
Would you like another inspiration?
I don't really
You can
care.
have
I'll take it. Whatever.
You can have a bonus
I'll
inspiration.
have a hope. That's fine. Or
Okay.
here you can take a shear. So that'll
Wow.
be okay. Okay. All right. So
No,
in
do not give her a fear.
in the times that has not happened for Noah and Iala, but have happened individually for other players, Taryc awoke in a strange encampment of gnolls with a young male gnoll at her beck and call, regarding her as war mistress, I believe. And she found out through investigating and posturing around camp that she was in fact the tribe leader now of her old tribe. Apparently, at the time where she would have been cast out and hunted to be killed, she overtook the tribe with the help of a male who is an priest and is clearly deeply in love with Taryc. They have a secret budding relationship that is going on behind closed doors. But he apparently poisoned Taryc's weapons so that she would win her combat against the chieftain. And then Taryc has since been going around and killing any tribes or groups that are associated with the evil Cassic god, and has led her tribe to some sort of prosperity. During that, her tribe has recently found another group of Cassic worshippers worshipping gnolls hiding in some caves. She met a very young gnoll female who is still kind of a child in their society. She hasn't been graduated to a hunter yet. And Taryc gave her the permission to go on the hunting trip as a full hunter, getting her that and then kind of getting settled in. And Taryc slowly realizing she has no idea where anybody is or how to get to anybody. She is in the middle of the desert in Thule, and she was having a lot of trouble figuring out what to do because she's trying to maintain control of a tribe that she needs to intimidate when she has become a very soft and kind person, having assimilated into the lifestyles of Malady and beyond. She's not used to being around gnolls anymore, and she's having to keep up on an act she's not really keen on. Elsewhere, Cassian woke up in an inn. He went through his stuff, found that he had none of his casting gear, none of his spell books. He started to have a panic attack when his father suddenly arrived, and a nice inn lady. And they explained that your father's going to be so happy that you're actually up because they're heading out because he and his father are mail runners and they're out running mail together. And Cassian wasn't able to find out much because he was getting kind of hustled along, but he realized he had no idea where on Loril he was, traveling down these dusty roads with his father, with none of his gear, and clearly has been raised entirely by his parents. He's apparently become a stallion around town. His dad's kind of keeping a leash on him, I think, but has him out running with him doing mail. Mavis woke up in the bed of her best friend / love interest from long ago. She woke up in Mitzi and hers shared apartment. She started to check around. She found she was not as athletic as she used to be. Not really fat, but just kind of a bit soft because she hasn't been running around being an adventurer. And having realized that she wants her family back, she starts to kind of panic. She starts arguing with Mitzi and telling her that she should be a priestess right now and she shouldn't be working as a barmaid at the local tavern. And starts arguing with her. And then when Mitzi goes off to work, Nim goes out because she's not Mavis anymore. Goes out and goes to go find Fula. She goes out to the dunes and she finds tragedy. With Nim having never come out there in her grief and despair, no one ever came to Fula when the water stopped coming from the ocean to her lagoon. The lagoon had drained out, and the Merid had died. While checking out the sad remnants of where Fula had been, she finds out that there is a group of pixies and such that are mining up Fula's remains for magical energy. Mavis seems very upset about that, but she also understands this is kind of the way of things, and even though she's offered to help, she leaves and has a little grief moment on the dunes, screaming at the gods, screaming at the heavens, angry that everything that she loved is gone. And she doesn't know where her dad is. She doesn't know where Nami is. She doesn't know where Arwa is. She doesn't know where her dad is. She's just freaking out. And then a ball of fire barrels from the sky like an asteroid on an impact to kill Nim, which luckily it doesn't. And it turns out, appearing in a crater surrounded by beautiful golden feathers, is Nami, who had just beat the shit out of an angel to break out of heaven. Nim, of course, gathered these feathers because they seemed pretty cool, and her and Nami reunited were so happy, and she found out the story that Nami apparently had lived his life with the little girl that he originally died saving. He'd lived his whole life with them, and he'd been waiting in heaven all this time, or whatever, for Mavis. And he was very overjoyed to see her. They went back, talked to Mitzi, and explained that they were going to go and they were going to go be heroes. During this time, Nim did go break into the mage tower again that she originally did for Fula, broke out the Ifrit, killed every single mage in that tower, gained the powers of a fire Ifriti this time, and then stole a bunch of money and took off on the road with Nami, hoping to try to get back to the port city with the teleport circle that we had all joined on to Tulian, because she has no idea what else to do, but at least she's got magic powers now. And that is pretty much what happened.
Yeah. Also, Emalia is essentially playing Tanya the Evil.
Oh yeah, Emalia. I forgot. I completely forgot we did Emalia in that session too. Yeah, I don't know why I forgot that. I think it's because I was sitting there going, "Oh no, I think that there's like the worst thing going on that continent right now," and I was trying to block it out. Yeah, Amalia's leading as a general and slaughtering people on Arcanist right now. She's like this evil warmongering princess that apparently like maybe killed her sibling and is now working for the Emperor of Arcanist and dominating local places and running along the border, just wiping out cities. So terrifying. Have fun. If you're an Arcanist, have a grand time. Bye.
All right, go ahead and take your hope, aka a bonus inspiration.
Cool. I have hope now.
Everybody remember to refresh your inspirations. And we are going to pick up with
sheet.
Iala. Iala, your mother stands before you, rushing forward, now in humanoid guise. Big tail and wings folded, semi-draconic. But is rushing over to you, quickly sort of like gathering up your hand into hers and just saying, "Are you okay, darling?"
Iala is a bit dumbstruck at the moment. And after a moment of kind of just staring, she rips her hand out of her mother's grasp and kind of pulls back, she's on a bed right now, so she kind of backs up against the headboard, trying to figure out what's going on. What's who? You can't be. Oh, where am I?
Your mother actually is sort of like, she stands up straight when you suddenly pull back. Her hands coming up to like her chest there, clearly sort of playing together anxiously. Just fingers running in each other, and she just goes, "Did you have a nightmare, sweetie?"
Just to clarify, pretty much I don't have any memories of this world. It's still the
None at
memories of
all.
my previous. Okay.
Yeah.
This seems more like the dream than but who are you? Where am I? I was in Huli. Not sir?
Truly. Oh, darling. Your mother actually, just she sits down on the bed, just like a hand reaching out, like touching your lower leg. What's within reach with you, sort of pulled back up against your headboard, just sort of like giving a comforting pat, and she's just going, "Okay, somebody's a little groggy. Look, I've fetched you breakfast. Why don't you take a moment to actually try and get your senses about you? I don't." And she just reaches out and very gingerly runs her fingers through your hair, like just brushing it out of your face, and just goes, "I must have been quite some dream, but I'll get breakfast prepared for you. Okay, you take your time." And she just pats your leg and gives you like just that sort of mildly concerned and a little bemused look, just apparently believing you've woken up confused by a dream. And she just starts to walk away through this cave, rounding the corner. You can hear her footsteps receding.
She lets her go, and immediately, as soon as the footsteps kind of fade, she starts looking for her stuff.
All right.
Like
You start like this. You have quite a lot of stuff in this room. Apparently, there's some chests and so on, wardrobes. You see like just outfits hung over chairs and such. There's beautiful paintings hung up on the stone walls, lavish carpeting. You've got like this full makeup dresser, a full vanity affair. And as you sort of get up, start rummaging around, looking down at your arms as you dig through bags and boxes, catching your reflection in the mirror. Oh God, yeah. Why have you got so much weight? And you find nothing that you feel is yours. There's none of your adventuring gear, no weapons, no arcana. You find plenty of plushes, toys, books, fantasy reading, dresses, makeup.
Iala tries to use detect magic to see if she can see if she's in an illusion or not.
You try to summon up that spell, searching for that power through your own bloodline, and find it fizzles.
But that doesn't make any sense. She starts chewing on her finger as she paces. Where? Uh, Mavis? Noah? Cassian?
Your voice echoes lightly through the cave.
This doesn't make any sense. We were in the dune now. The cave with the doppelganger of my mother. But what happened to this? She points at the mirror at herself. What is going on here? She gives herself a look over in the mirror, pretty much just turning, checking the weight of her tail,
You know,
just spinning.
definitely heavier set, but oh my God, your hair looks beautiful. Like, you have nice appearance. You've got nice hair, nice skin, and so on. But you travel, you fight, you adventure. There's always that bit of wear and so on. But you look soft, delicate. Your hair clearly well maintained, taken care of. You look immaculate.
How can I be better than normal? That definitely doesn't make sense. No, don't think things like that. That's stupid. Uh,
Darling,
she
you hear her called out through the cave.
she bites her lip for a moment. It be there in a moment. She's going
Okay,
to
don't let your breakfast get cold, sweetie.
she is going to rummage through her or through the dresser and change out of this nightgown
Mm-hmm.
to something. These are nice clothes, but she doesn't wear the fanciest stuff there. What she determines to be fancy, but day wear.
Okay, you can find. You don't have anything in the way of traveling clothes, but you do have some less ostentatious outfits. Um, Nothing in the way of pants. Seems to be all dresses, but you find a simple dress to put on. It only has some frilling at the cuffs and the neckline.
She gives herself a twirl in the mirror. Satisfied, she, with apprehension, walks out and starts going down the hall,
Right.
observing the cave around.
It's a strange environment to walk through. There's clearly some effort put in here to make it look like a natural abode, but it is decorations and carving into cave rock, and at some places it's just so very visibly a cave that it's jarring to then see sconce and and paintings and so on. Um, but you are able to make your way through this structure and come across into this large cavernous expanse. This is clearly cave proper, not just a little carved out tunnels. And there is this like nice little dining table, a clearly very like by the setting standards modern like cooking station. Um, where your mother is currently just pulling some bacon out of a pan and setting it on top of these pancakes, which appear to be covered in butter, at a table set clearly for you.
Walk
And
over.
she sort of looks over at you and smiles and just goes, "Are you feeling better, dear?"
She ruffles her collar a little bit and takes a small breath. Yes, guess I was just a bit groggy. Uh, I had a strange dream.
I,
Decides that panicking would just not get her any information.
I heard you calling out some names. Are they from the last book you read?
Uh, Probably just from the dream. Residual memory. Maybe it was from a different book I read.
Ah,
I
of
don't
course.
think it was the last one.
Which I did. She sets the pan down now that she's like served up your plate, which is ridiculously stacked. Yeah. You can't comprehend being able to eat that much, and yet this is apparently what you have for breakfast. Um, but as she sort of lets you set yourself at the table, she pulls out this large sack that she's got set down, and just starts setting out some books from it. And she's like, "I got you some new things to read," and she then pulls out this sort of like large sewn together like plush kobold and a new friend.
Friend, thank you. She takes the cold bowl, looks it over, and kind of sets it on her lap while she then goes through the books.
And it's the
Um,
most smashed kobold plushie in the world.
uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Set it on your lap, it vanishes. But you look through the books, and one of the books appears to be like a little bit of very basic academics. It's just like discussions on some like new discoveries, plant life, so on and so forth. Very basic, essentially published exploratory journal.
Very hard reading for poor Iala.
The
Well, actually,
other books,
she might have higher intelligence at being raised by mom.
The other books are clearly like stories. Looks like this one is your basic adventuring tale. This one looks like to be a romantic novel, and it's just books, reading material.
Thank you so much. Guess I'll have to work through these as well.
Yes, do try to go a little slower, darling. You're a bit too ravenous. And she says that as she sort of comes around behind you and just gives you a hug from behind, looking at the books that you're currently holding. I know that you like Joliffe Pertner's work, so I did try to find their latest. I hope you enjoy it.
She panics a little bit because she's not been hugged by a motherly figure since she was like 6.
Mm-hmm.
So she freezes up a little bit at that, but tries to keep her cool. Yes, of course. I love this author. I think I'm going right after breakfast. I might try and go take a quick look through these, if that's okay.
There's a soft, warm chuckle that you feel at your back, and you can almost feel her rolling her eyes affectionately as she releases you and just goes, "Of course, do try to eat, though, darling. Don't get distracted by your books again."
Yes. She eyes the pancakes. I'll try not to be too ravenous.
That's my good girl. Now I must go out again, deal with some unpleasantness, but nothing for you to worry your little head about. You enjoy your food, enjoy your books, and I won't be too long.
All right.
And as you sort of glance up at her, you can see her looking at you so intensely. Eyes, you're familiar enough, especially with your recent time in Arcanist. You're familiar with the intense, almost worried slitting of draconic eyes, and she's giving you that gaze right now. Underlying concern, a fixed smile, but she quickly turns away, and as she starts to walk away, you see her shifting, assuming her full draconic form, which then clambers upwards using the walls to clamber up through a clear chamber hole in the ceiling, and you hear her climbing away.
She checks the pancakes to make sure there's nothing weird about them. Has a little bit of it.
They're really, really nice.
She has a little bit more of it. Because she's in this body, would she not feel full eating what she would normally eat?
You don't feel full. You have your usual portion of breakfast, but like, yeah, that comfortable fullness is not there.
She's guys. She's looks around the dining area while absent-mindedly continuing to eat the pancakes.
You glance around. It seems to be well stocked. There is what is clearly one of those magical cold chests. You see like hanging cured meats and so on. There's like a crate of vegetables. This is a really well stocked area.
After she doesn't fully finish the pancakes because she pulls herself away from them and puts it down puts down her fork and stuff, and starts looking around the lair to see if there's possibly an exit that isn't all the way up the where her mother just climbed.
Okay. You start wandering around, and some things will be obvious to you, and I will just reveal to you. But go ahead and give me an investigation check as well. What you're going to do is you're going to roll a straight d20 here. Okay. Please mark yourself with a 19 in intelligence.
You might want to do it on an extra sheet or something.
I
Yeah,
have
or
the
just on a
time
notepad.
Iala.
Yeah. Time Iala, good.
Mm-hmm.
Your eyes seek around, taking in more details than you seemingly normally do. And you'll see many things. One, there are lots of portraits, some of you and your mother, but mainly you. It's and you see you at various stages of your life. A little girl sitting on her lap, slightly larger, sort of playing, running around. You do appear to be depicted in this very same cave each time, and like all the way up to like your current state. You will also see, um, you don't fall for it. If maybe you hadn't rolled so well, you might have had a brief moment of aha as you sort of move through the caves and you come across like this lavishly, oh no, what's the word? Not furnished. We don't say that about plant life.
Verdant?
It's essentially a little garden within the caves.
Okay.
There is clearly dirt brought in here.
Lavish?
Curated.
Lavishly, thank you, curated. That's a good word. Lavishly curated
Cultivated.
Garden, cultivated within the cave. Dirt set into the ground, like clearly the cave bottom must have been dug out a bit to actually give it depth, as you feel like the softness beneath your feet. Grass, flowers. Looks like there is a magical casting of a sky. In the cave ceiling, that gives warmth and light, but it's clearly not a natural portal or anything real. You discern that immediately, and like there are finds, and even the rock seems to be like enchanted, painted to give the impression of further depth into a forest, but it's rock wool. And in your searchings, you find no exit save the one that your mother took, very, very high up in the central cave.
Perhaps goes back to the picture, looks through them. There's none of them outside this cave, are there? Are there?
No, none.
See, some sort of exit.
Also, you're cutting out a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Probably was quietly. Why is this some sort of it is a check that magics are going on here, but she rubs her hand along the walls. I can't sense anything. What is going on?
Your hand trails along the wall, and you come across little marks in the wall, clearly done with a dragon's claw, but delicately. And it's like these little like notches in the wall and numbers beside them, going up vertically.
She she looks at them up and down, and then she stands beside it and puts her hand on like one of the highest markings.
Looks like the marking's just about your height, and it's marked on basically the previous year, your age. And looking down, yeah, that's the right logic. These appear to be year markers for you. And the lowest one looks like it is the year that you remember your mother leaving you.
She crouches down onto her knees and puts particular emphasis on that that first, putting her fingers across the marking. Then, is there anyone there? What kind of sick trick is this?
Only the echo of your own voice answers you.
She stays quiet in the kind of, well, not really, in the cave, kind of very attuned to the quiet, to the noises that are around. And she's gonna huff into that exit that her mother went to, and she's going to attempt to fly.
Okay. You spread your wings and flap them a few times, and then you go to do. You know how to take off. You try to do that surge, and your muscles tweak. Unpracticed, unused, unable to lift you. You get a foot off the ground before thumping down solidly.
She tries several times until her wings are starting to ache a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and this causes her to panic a little bit more because she can't get airborne, and she likes being airborne. And I too, too heavy. No, I'm stuck down here. How long have I been stuck down here?
As that panicked realization starts to take hold, we drift, moving to another scene. Noah.
Noah's here.
Your awakening's a little different. Everyone else seemed to wake from standard slumbers, their eyes opening. You go from running through those caves to suddenly staring directly ahead. You find yourself looking at this lavish, beautiful wooden room. Natural carved wood or grown. It seems to take shape and have sculpture to it, and yet you see like actual bark rather than carved surface. You're clearly in some sort of bed chamber, maybe. It's large but not overbearingly so. This is no central hall. This is a private room. There are flowers, leaves inside, seemingly arrayed in beautiful displays of color. And your eyes glance down, and can you describe your fey parent to me?
My fey parent is Give me a moment, I have a picture of them. My fey parent looks like a mixture of a deer, a bipedal deer and sheep. They have a large mane of like fur or wool going around, going down their long neck, and they look at me with bright, piercing blue eyes, all four of them. She has, or they have, glowing marking going down their body, and their feet end in obsidian hooves.
You are greeted by a familiar yet distant memory now. This figure standing before you, suddenly bringing you back to thoughts of your childhood when they were still around actively. And yet, they don't seem quite as you remember them. Their countenance, the way they are standing, their dress, so much more formal, proper than the casual wear you remember them wearing. And they seem to be frozen. Their arm outstretched, their mouth open as if in mid-sentence, just gesturing towards the doorway in here. And another thing suddenly strikes you. Why are you so much taller than them?
Huh? What is... what would I call them?
As a child, you probably did just call them mum.
Mom? Mom and mother.
Mm-hmm. You call out to that, and then just like behind you, you hear a softer ahem.
What? Noah turns around.
You turn around, and there is a massive bed, lavish, covered in silken sheets of deep purple and red. Um, it looks beautiful, so plush, and it also looks unused. Like there's just a way that it's presented that seems like this is here for visuals more than a resting spot. But upon it is a small figure, you'd actually think. A lion-like creature with soft, tufty wings on their back, a humanoid torso melded into where the lion neck would be, and there's two of them. They look somewhat similar, although one is definitely wearing like traditional Thule garb. Most of their body's exposed, but they've got those silken hangings. They've got this very Egyptian headdress, and their hairstyling matches it. Sort of beautiful, like lined makeup around their eyes that emphasizes that cat's eye effect. The other one appears to be wearing hoop earrings, a like sleek green dress fitted to their form, and essentially has a like very 60s go-go dancer vibe going on with their hairstyling. And both of them just seem to be lounging on your bed, looking at you. And the one that looks a little more Tudor and traditional just goes, "Well, you're a complicated one."
What? Who? Wait, are you this? Are you this? I found the Sphinxes. Hey guys, Noah turns around and spins a little, looking around the room before turning back to the bed.
As you spin, you feel like hefty, like weight of fabric moving with you. And glancing down, you feel tall, you feel large, and you are wearing these opulent, like robes. But they don't look like the robes of like a noble court or anything. Nothing human, nothing priestly. There's like cuts and slits in them to be evocative of leaves and branches. There are decorations that make you think of flowing streams and rivers, and you swear as you look at them, you can almost see them flowing.
Why are my arms so long? What?
Well, the
What?
traditional looking sphinx says, you are in a state and form that is okay, how do we put this? And she looks over at the other sphinx who just goes, you are in your prior body.
Prior body?
So
My hair is long. And what are these? Antlers?
yeah.
Previous? Wait. Hold on. Previous?
Don't
What?
think too hard about it. Really do
Oh,
not. You are in dangerous ground here. This is something
oh,
that's never happened before.
oh. What exactly is this? Can I roll an intelligence check to kind of piece together with the information I have in Sphinxes and them saying that it's my previous life?
Yeah, I mean, you can go ahead and make me an intelligence check. I have a question. Do you want to roll it or do you want to pass it?
His headphones died at that moment.
Okay, well, as soon as they come back on, you'll have to answer.
You have to answer your sister. Back. Back. What did you
Okay.
say?
Your intelligence check. Do you want to roll it or do you want to pass it?
I'm going. Wait, I can just pass it?
Mm-hmm.
No, it just passes it.
Okay. You reach out with your mind, easily accessing information in this realm. These are sphinxes before you. You are displaced in time, not backwards or forwards, but sideways. You can instantly start to see the threads that have led you here. And one of the sphinxes actually stands up and just goes, "Well, stop, stop, stop."
Stop. Oh, what? What? What's happening? What was all that? Wait. Am I? This is before I took on a new mask, isn't it? My a
It's
Fae form beforehand.
okay, careful,
Or
slow down.
slow down.
It's not a
Okay.
before, but it is a continuation, technically, a different path.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm trying. Okay. Can you explain to me why I can't think on this too hard? Because I'm really beginning to think on this.
Because you are a unique circumstance, a masquerade mask still wielding the full power of their Fey Lord form. And we don't know if we are going to break you or you're going to break
Okay.
everything because there are restrictions that don't apply to you right now. And yet you realize you risk your current you.
Okay. I'm just looking at the bed, looking at the sphinxes. Sphinxes. There's just sphinxes in front of me. Okay. I'm only thinking about you.
Good.
Okay.
That's good. Well,
Just sphinxes.
um, my name is Tammy. The sort of go-go
Tammy.
dancer dressed one, like puts their paw to their chest. And the other one just sort of wiggles her head side to side, kind of happily, and just goes, "And I am Riddles."
Nice to meet you. Um, Tammy Riddles. So is what exactly happened? Why am I here? Where's everyone else?
We dunked up. Riddle says with a cheerful smile. Tammy sort of giving it a sidelong glance and just going, "We have scattered you all through the trials, as is our way. Your friends are safe in not better, but different happy alternatives.
Okay, so
You're all
this
here
is
in the same world, the same timeline.
okay.
It just
And
so happens that you are probably not where you should be. You,
uh,
Noah, not you." And she sort of gestures her paw at your form.
can I know the name of this form?
Noethrin.
Rolls off the tongue really nicely.
Sounds like a medicine.
Um, so this is something we're all supposed to do, but because I'm here now, what do we do?
Well, we
I'm
can't really help you with that because that's the point of the trials. However, we are here to give you guidance and warning for the sake of, well, frankly, everything else.
okay. Okay, I understand that. I am kind of afraid to move right now.
You should be. Frankly, we think you might be mere steps away from, I guess you'd say, ego death.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
Which is funny because this you wouldn't be bothered by that concept at all. It's they don't see it that way, and yet, well, I guess that's why you make these little escapades into different guises. But I think Noah, you doesn't want that, right?
No, I don't. I kind of like what I have so far.
Hey, in that case, try to hold on to yourself. I think if you flex too many of those, too much of that power of yours, I think you might start to crack things open a bit.
Darn, that would have been really fun to do.
She just sort of rolls her shoulders a bit.
That's too Feylord, right? Right? Keep myself grounded.
I actually think that's kind of mortal.
Okay. So that would be fun to do. I'm not going to do it. I'm the proverbial butterfly who has to not flap their wings.
So we're not supposed to tell you how to go, where to go, or such, but well, this place, and you see Tammy's eyes sort of sidelong glance, and if you look that way, you see a window, drawn curtains. Curtains are beautiful, by the way. They look like they might actually be living butterflies that have just landed together and are overlapping wings.
Gosh, I want to bring this stuff back with me.
Maybe you can. I still
one thing at a time. One thing at a time.
First you'll have to leave this place.
Okay.
And I think you might have to play many layers of pretend to do so. You are technically already under a masquerade, which allows you to step into the mortal world with constraints. Only those constraints don't exist. So you might have to double bluff.
So I have to masquerade my masquerade?
Riddles nods merrily. Tammy just sort of giving you a grim smile and being like, maybe.
You're not filling me with a lot of confidence.
I don't have a lot of confidence for this. You are the first full-blooded Fae that we've ever done this to.
This full-blooded? I thought I was half-blooded.
Technically, Noah is. Because that's what the masquerade deemed.
Okay, I'm going to check out that window now that you didn't point at and see what I can do from there.
Okay. Well, we should go because I think the nature of this space is starting to rail against our little time stoppery here.
Okay.
Your kind always has been challenging in that aspect. So good luck to you. You won't see us again until you're done.
Are you able to tell me at least what I'm looking for, or is that part of the trial?
I'm afraid it's part of the trial.
Son of a gun.
Oh no, if you answer me this riddle, the one called Riddle's called, it could give you a hint.
Sure.
Then
lay it on me.
Riddle me this. Which one of us is the cutest? Tammy visibly sighs.
I actually think that you're both actually kind of really nice looking. Noah says, kicking their foot and looking down. You have some really nice styles stuff, and I've never seen sphinxes before, so you have like an exotic kind of beauty to yourselves. So
Riddles visibly pouts as she goes, so your answer is both of us? And you see Tammy just sort of rolling her eyes and then just giving you a sidelong glance, nudging her head towards Riddles.
But I think I like the way you've put yourself together more. I think instead of beautiful, you're a lot more cute.
Riddles smiles brightly, standing up and stretching out, and just goes, that is correct. And so you are going to have a little reward. What is a good hint that does not break the trial? Oh, simple. You are the lord of this domain. You do what you want. What you say is what you want. It is how it is. So, if you decide on a new masquerade, it is your right. Just be careful that you do not make it real.
Okay, wait. No, don't tell me that. As long as I don't know how to not do that, I won't know how to do that, so I'll just not do it.
Yeah, that's
I
totally
think.
how it works, Tammy says sourly, before they suddenly both vanish in a shimmer of sand.
Wow.
You feel a change in the air. You feel time resume, and not in the sense that, oh, you see stuff moving and such. You actually literally feel the mechanism that allows it to happen, as if you could manipulate that yourself.
Noah reaches out for it, but then recoils, knowing that they shouldn't play with this very hard because due to the massive temporal risk.
And they are awaiting you. The voice comes from from your mother, who seems to resume her movement, and then suddenly stops, actually looking about in confusion, and just sort of glances at you and just goes, Did you compress time, my lord?"
Only for a little bit. Noah says, dramatically turning around. Pay no mind.
They give you a quizzical little look, and then just like almost in mockery, just return a "pay it no mind." Okay, well, as I was saying, your appointments today are awaiting you if you wish to attend them. Of course, you can take all the time you need if you have other matters, but I thought I'd let you know.
Thank, thank you, Mom. Thank you.
Mum?
Um, I was while the time stopped, I was working on something new. How would you like to play the role as mother?
I'd hardly call that new, my lord. I remember you fancying that idea some years ago. But as I said then, if that is what you wish, then I am happy to facilitate.
Yes, you shall be my mother for as long as I deem it. So pay no mind to me calling you that.
Okay then, sweetie, would you like me to play the part, or is this she sort of like waves her hand as if like, is this lewd, or is this, what is this?
It's familial. It is not.
You want me to treat it with earnestness?
Yes.
Okay then, darling. And she actually reaches out and, almost instantly assuming the role without even thought put into it, takes your hand and gives it a very motherly squeeze that is oh so familiar to you.
Okay, good. This should help keep me grounded. Noah thinks to themselves, what I'd do if I had to pretend I don't know this person.
In that case, I will tell you that you should be getting up and at them. They move towards that window and they wave their hand at the butterflies, which then just all like scatter, revealing it fully. And outside, you see gleaming silver spires, weird metallic trees growing up into tall buildings. You see a vision from a painting.
Painting Noah instinctively reaches for their portable hole for their album, but then realizes it's not there.
Do you want it?
And
I'm now
Noah?
going to ask you to make me a willpower check. This is a D100.
Oh no! Oh no!
Monkey
Oh no!
paw time. You're gonna really, really get yourself now.
And I will ask you, is high or low good for you?
High is good.
Okay. Where's the D100, Fred?
Oh, I thought you were rolling. Okay. So I was sitting there.
I've been sitting there
Wow,
staring at
she's
roll
really
20 this whole
building-
time, going, man, you're really letting this go.
Yeah. I was thinking, wow, she's really laying on the suspense.
Where's the D100, Fred?
Oh, you rolled low. Yeah, I can see
Wait,
why
can
you
I
chose
use-
high, because you knew that it was going to
You've
be
rolled
you.
low, but not catastrophically so.
Could I add
you-
my cosmic omen to that? Or
What's
is that
that?
going to... Oh. Well, if I gave myself that ability, I'd probably have to re-roll it, so
Uh-huh.
not do that.
You reach out and suddenly realize you have begun to imagine this existing because it is real to you. It is something that should be available to you, and thus it will be so. And you feel something within you, memories that aren't yours, starting to edge forward, and you quickly stop. But I am marking something down.
Noah rubs their head and trying their best to forget that. I think I can't allow this man to take me, otherwise to the ego death.
You are breaking up something fierce with your
But-
quietness.
I have to avoid thinking about previous memories. If those come flooding back, I might suffer that ego death that they were talking about, completely rewriting. Okay, don't pull up anything. Oh, this is going to be hard.
And as you think to yourself, looking about onto the Fey city of legend within the Feywild, realizing that you have the power of gods at your fingertips, the infinite reality warping of the Fey Lord within their own domain.
Noah
That's where
could
we
go
drift.
to the moon. Noah
Uh-huh.
could go to the
You
moon.
could.
I was thinking that.
Power at your hands, at your beck and call, and yet so dangerous to use. Taryc.
Yes.
You are watching your tribe walk, marching through the desert towards the caves that were heralded. Within sight now, you've been moving for a while. Is there anything you want to do, or are you just subsuming yourself in this role? Are you playing the part?
How if I've been around anything to sorry. I want to try to figure out where I am compared to see if I'm still what would be our old stomping ground or if I someplace I know in
Okay. There are different ways you could go about this. You can either just try and intuit yourself with a survival check, or you have people that are trackers and your scouts and so on. You could ask where you are.
I'm gonna ask where we are because I'm gonna find out from the trackers to
Okay. You find one of your trackers, one of the older ones, a little more familiar with the grounds, not so fresh. And he sort of bows his head down deeply when you approach, and just what, mistress?
I was actually checking whereabouts exactly we are compared to. Actually, I'm gonna do something. why can't I think of the thing? It was the section. This is an out of character question.
Mhm.
It was something we crossed just before we ended up through the portals into the
There's
the
the Red River.
Red River.
Yeah.
How close is the so-called Red River to our location? Do you know?
Oh, Red River, War Mistress.
Or the
I
other
think maybe if we were to move light, we could reach it within maybe month and weeks.
And is it the glass desert? No, that's out of character. Actually, the glass dunes, correct?
Mhm.
Yep.
One of its many names: Glass Dunes, Glass Deserts, the Gleaming Sea. Like it, there's loads of different little poetic names addressed to it.
In the section near there's a section near the glass dunes. Would that be a month or would that be farther out?
He actually scratches his head and just goes, "Not sure, War Mistress. Do not ever tread place there."
Is any of the other trackers that might know that?
He gives you like there's a head tilt that verges on questioning, and yet he is well versed enough in his own culture and trained good enough to not directly question it, and just goes, "Unlikely, well, mistress, for fear of ghosts."
Mm, I figured we might have some that would
But
have tried to prove how they are.
likely have mistress, but not return.
Yes. Thank you. I will remember this as
I There's sudden nervous hesitance, that body language bobbing a little bit, as if like anxious to do something but scared to do so.
going to that not.
He
Okay.
just wants to
Oh,
ask a question but is scared to.
that's what I was inciting
Yeah.
was what if they're trying to do something or what is your question?
Ah, forgive, but what? Why?
I've been having some visions involving that area, and I'm wondering how far away it is. I think it might be something I must discuss with some others about.
Or mistress,
investigating.
divine visions.
Yes,
Um,
I think it
a
may
look
be.
of awe and also terror crosses over this Noel's face because you've come to believe, like, they clearly believe in this concept of you having visions, legitimate, actual visions.
Yes.
And the idea of following another vision is clearly exciting. Only the location, not so
Is
much.
that okay? Yeah. But it does fall better into it be something that could be a divine vision because someone would want to just
Mm-hmm.
go over there for no reason.
Destiny awaits in cursed sea.
It may. It seems what it's pointing me towards now.
This light male Noel Scout does something that as a ritualistic move. They reach to their belt where a lot of Noels carry air quote daggers, whether it is a piece of sharpened bone, stick, rock, or an actual legitimate knife. Very gingerly drawing it, and trying to do so bravely, but you can see the shaking hands as he holds it up, one hand clasping the handle, the other just like flat palm against the point of blade, and he sort of bows his head to you as he holds it up and just goes, "Would follow, War Mistress, to place."
player won't know, so the players can ask. What would be the usual response?
You would place your own hand over the blade, as if to block his actual hand being penetrated by it.
Okay, I'm.
He's essentially offering up oath on blood. The polite way to do something with somebody you trust is to stop them doing so. If you don't do something, he's likely going to stab himself to prove himself.
I will stop him from. I will put my hand over so he cannot impale himself.
Mhm.
It is good to hear. We will keep you. Words now want to work today. I apologize. I will remember what you have done.
There's that like slight perking of the ears, that swish of the tail, a sort of involuntary knowledge chuckle escapes him, and then he bows his head deeply, and just very very typical of Melno, starts scooting backwards away from you.
Yeah, but where's Buren? I can't remember, Buren or Buren? The Meyer priest.
Yeah, let me check the spelling.
Buran.
Yes, Baran.
Buran. Where's Buran?
I see Buran? You cast your eyes out for him, and you have to like walk a little bit around camp, but you soon find him pretty easily. He is actually ministering some looks like he's doing some blessings over people's weapons as the advance is stopping for the night.
Just to make sure, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but the priest would be the people I would talk to.
They are
anything
often
having to do with spiritual type.
Yes, they are often a fight. Like your tribes do have both shamans and priests, and sometimes one becomes the other. Either can be either, but sometimes they're not.
Yeah, but I know he's
you've quickly established he is your chief advisor. He is like your little right hand, which again unusual for a male to be in that role. But it seems to be at least somewhat accepted in this little tribe of yours.
Yeah, to be honest, we're an unusual tribe.
Yes.
General, so Bran, when you are finished with that, I'm gonna guess tents, or do we sleep in the open? What is
as you are currently on the move, the camp is just like they're not getting out all the tent material that's still loaded up on a cart.
Okay.
You are simply getting out bedrolls around a fire and so on.
When you are done, I have some stuff to talk to you about. Brain's not working today. Of importance.
Then I am done, he says with a smile to you, sort of like motioning those that he was interacting with to little shoo motion, which they do. They move away, giving you like acknowledging bows of their heads to certain depths. The larger females less so. The males almost face planting themselves to do so. But like they quickly scatter and leave you and him alone. Him apparently seeing his duty to you as far more important as whatever he was doing.
I talked to one of the trackers just a moment ago about something, vision I had, of the Red River and the Glass Dunes.
Red River and Glass Dunes. Is this his head tilts in that sly way that he does as he steps in closer and he goes, my heart follow you and believe you destiny, but is this vision from above or from within?
I think it might be from both, actually.
More important than Evelyn. You know, big test of courage, dedication, loyalty to go to Glass Place.
Yes, and I think there is something very important for us there.
Then many
Yes,
will follow you.
it is a distance, though. According to the tracker I spoke with.
Distance has not mattered to any of us yet. But may lose some.
Yeah, the location may spook many.
But then they are not true.
That is a point.
The question is, what do with those that not true? How you answer betrayal, abandonment. And his eyes are gazing up at you, like directly into your own gaze, seeming comfortable to do that. And in them, you'd see, like, he's not judging what you should be answering. He's generally asking.
Because, I'll be honest, I forgot out of character. Did we didn't take everybody. There's still people back.
Yeah, you've still got an encampment left behind. You essentially have a hunting party right now. That's not everybody.
Those who are afraid to go there can return to the main camp to await us. Those who will truly betray, well, they will have to answer with their lives.
I think if you give option of cowardice, and he seems to use that word without real judgment behind it, I do not think if cowardice option that betrayal likely.
I did not
Maybe
believe
challenge of weakness, of no harsh tooth and claw, but why? You have been of teeth of blood. Now, gentle?
Never know what will happen after we have done what to happen there. We may need a lot more than we have now, and losing those that we can keep would just be more we would have to get.
Then he steps in closer, and just a very gentle hand gets placed against your chest, which him doing this in semi-public, not appropriate, risky.
Yeah.
But he does it all the same. He goes, then I suggest make announcement of vision before we attack caves. Then we move on. Let those that do not wish to return, and I make sure no challenge. Safe.
That is a good idea to do. You always
I will
come up
listen
with
to
good
chatter
ones.
and whisper.
Thank you as always.
He actually smiles affectionately up at you for quickly withdrawing his hand, almost as if realizing the impertinence. And then he bows his head a little deeper than he normally does, almost as in apology, and just goes, anything else required, War Mistress?
I think we're good. Once we are getting ready to, I'm guessing you said we're about to bed down for the night.
However, you could order a further push, which like might cause disgruntlement, but is also an order of your will, which has its positives as well.
How close? I'm gonna guess I was told how close we are as we were stopping.
If you left in the morning, you would probably reach the caves by midday.
Okay. So we're about like
A
half
half
day
day's
out
travel,
then.
yeah. Which like there are advantages to doing that during the night.
Actually,
Mhm.
here's a question. Just I almost said Chorisk, the Cassic ones. Do they
Mhm.
did they still stay the standard diurnal,
Yeah.
nocturnal one of other ones? Okay, so it is
They keep the knowledge
advantage to
preference of those twilight hours,
Mhm.
but mostly during the day.
So if I do this, this would be landing as they
Are resting.
resting. And he suggested making the announcement before we attack. No, I'm gonna make I'm going to let it. I'm going to let us rest tonight because in the morning I will make the announcement.
Okay. In that case, you are able to watch as your encampment settles down. A couple of hunters bringing in the body of a sort of desert worm that they've caught and slaughtered for you all to feast on. Listening to the sort of chatters and howls of your weird family here, as you're able to settle
Seems
down and
I'm good
awake
at
for the
finding
morrow.
weird families.
Yeah. And as you settle down for the night, our vision drifts again. Mavis.
Oh no.
You have arrived at the closest port. Not the one that you seek, but one that you could potentially book passage along the coast.
Mhm.
And the you go up through the docks, and there is a few small ships, fishing vessels essentially that just clearly not suited for deep waters, but could be runners. However, dishearteningly, you do not see any of what you know to be the sort of more passenger vessels in port.
Hmm. That is unfortunate. And I assume there are no caravans heading there on foot.
Do you see like these ports? They're often stop off some merchants. You do see like some caravans set up. You do see like there are a few covered wagons that are like not moving right now. They're unhitched. There's no mounts on them, but like there's clearly merchants in town. You could inquire if you wanted to try and find a caravan,
Well,
or you could inquire to see when the next ship comes in.
with my knowledge of having done this before,
Mhm.
how much more time would add to me to take a caravan trip than to maybe try to finagle onto a fishing boat or wait for another passenger line?
A boat going down the coastline could get you there within like a week. A caravan is likely to take about a month.
Mm-hmm. But it's like when do I think the next? Because I'm at the docks. When do I think the next passenger's coming through?
Typically there might be again about a week, sometimes less, sometimes longer, between vessels coming up and down the coast. However many days it has been since the vessel was last here would kind of define that. But it could be a week up to a 10-day of waiting, or it could literally be arriving later tonight.
The boat is my best bet. Not me. It is our best bet if we can get one. But we will check in with these merchants when they are going.
You want to go to the little tavern that a lot of these wagons are outside of?
Yeah. Also, Mavis is because her and not me, I assume, have been thieving like thieves. So they have stuff, and luckily because I'm a level 1 warlock of the Jinn nature, I have the ability to steal and pop things into my thing again, so that's good. So I'm assuming I've been able to get a little bit of kit. Do I have? I'm assuming could I have gotten chalk Like some big sticks of chalk.
Yeah. I would say if you want to have spent a little of your thievings, you can have your basic little travel pack. Chalk, rope, bedroll.
Just enough food for
and
me
I would
and
say
mommy and that.
You've got a few days rations on you, and I will say about 7 gold pieces, which
That's pretty good. That's really good.
That's a lot of value for a normal person.
That's a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
Well, one thing Mavis is going to do, she has, for one, she's a tricksy, so she has a really amazing climb speed, and she's got Nami to help her. Near the docks, I'm assuming there's like buildings or rock faces or things like that. This is Thule, so it's very stony structures and stuff like that. She's going to take time with her chalk, and she is writing Maltori on as many surfaces as she can.
Okay.
And then
you can do that.
And then she's going to go check out these merchants and see if they're what their travel time's looking like.
Right. You after spending let's say an hour like doing building markings, using the side of chalk to try and make the letters as big and visible as possible. And I assume putting them at like human height.
Yeah, try to put them at human height. I want somebody coming off the boats to see it.
Yeah. You do that, and then head to the tavern, which you enter it, and it's not bustling, but there's people in here. You see pitchers of water being poured. Doesn't seem to really be like a drinking establishment in the sense of alcohol, but just like a rest stop refreshment. And you see a few clearly merchants, just judging by that semi-expensive looking clothing that is supposed to be presentable but isn't really lavish. Some bags of goods beside them, maybe valuables that they don't trust leaving on their wagons, and they seem to be chatting about. You see a couple of lizard folk, a couple of drow. There's a beast folk. Looks like they've got their sort of more feline ears and tail. There's a brownie and a couple of trixies, all gathered at a table. Currently sharing breads and like little fruits and so on. A light lunch.
All right. I will go over and approach. Excuse me, may I talk with you for a moment?
The one of the lizard folk actually sort of is first to snap to your attention. The conversation stopping at the table as faces turn to you. Their head leaning down and just going, "Yes."
You are fine merchants that are traveling. Can I ask which city you are bound for?
Next or our total journey?
Your total journey. I am making my way across to another port city, and I am wondering if you are traveling in that direction.
We are moving along the coast, visiting a couple of ports before heading inland.
Are you heading to Alcash?
He nods his head.
But you are heading to port cities?
Yes, we have contracts to collect.
Yes.
The brownie actually perks up, her voice piping up a bit. She's got that like deeply tanned skin, very like that also like exacerbates the freckles on her face. Hair tied back in a ponytail, very very sand worn hair,
Yeah.
But she pipes up with going, what port city are you trying to go to? I assume you are looking for a ride.
This is when the player is desperately trying to go through the billions of freaking names of cities that we have gone to that I have written down, and I can't find it. I knew Alkesh, but for the good life of me, I can't remember the other name, and I'm getting it mixed up with where I actually came from.
Let me double check my notes because I should have it in here. I recently compressed all of my
I have Glock
notes into one place.
I think it might be Al Habar. Maybe it's not.
Habar does not sound right.
Okay, that's in the Tulian section. So, that's the one Cassian found. Never mind, that's a Cassian location.
Scroll to the bottom.
Not this.
Well, we'll find it after. You can say it's that city.
It's L. It's L because it's on the water. Al is in inland, so it's L something. But it's she explains she wants to head to that port city. She says, I understand that they have a teleport circle nearby, and I am looking for a wizard.
Alderaan? Yes. The catfolk actually puts up his hand and just goes, "Oh, I am heading there. I believe a couple of my companions are as well. Some of us will be splitting off before, but if you are looking for passage, it could be arranged."
Yes, perhaps. When are you going to be leaving?
And we were going to be leaving when the sun rises. Our group is mixed, but we sort of try to travel during the duality hours.
And you will be going to Akesh after? Or are you going to not part of that split?
I myself will be continuing along the coast. Is Alkesh where you seek to go?
Not quite. I think I will head to this port. I don't suppose you have any idea when the boats are coming in.
The boats, we last received, our shipments apparently came in near a week ago, so there should be another cargo vessel in soon. But are you looking for a passenger ship?
I am looking for a path, yes, regardless of either on foot or otherwise. So,
Passenger vessel, I am not quite so sure of. You could. We are not leaving immediately. If you want to go and find out, I assume you are looking for the fastest path.
Yes, of course, and of course I know the water is faster, but
more expensive as well, though.
Yes, I will travel with you on land.
In that case, do you have services to offer, or would you pay coin?
I am versed in magic, but I also have coin to pay. How much would you charge?
Your magic, what is it? Ministering, mending, fighting?
It's a bit of fighting.
If you're willing to offer as guard, then you demonstrate your abilities. Maybe there is no coin.
All right.
One of the Trixies actually stands up. His tail flashing in briefly excited colors, and just goes, "I'll take her out to see what she can do." And the rest of the merchants sort of nod a little bit before the Trixie like clambers down their chair and quickly like motions you to follow outside.
Mm-hmm.
And you're able to follow along, and the Trixie just heads behind the building and just goes, "Hey, I hope your magics are not too destructive."
A bit wild, but it should be okay, I hope.
That empty box there. You do something?
Yeah, I'll hit it with fire. I get burning hands for free, and I'm pretty sure I have Eldritch Blast. So yep, I'll do one or the other.
You are a combat mage.
Yes.
Well then, if you are, forgive me, many can cast things aggressively, but you are willing to face blades and arrows coming your way as well?
Of course.
Okay, then I think we would be happy to have you along. Do you have provisions?
Yes, I will need to get more though. I assume this is going to be a long trip, and I will need lots of provisions.
I will give you a fair price.
All right. I will use some of my
say,
gold to pay for me and Nami.
If you say give me a silver piece, I will cover your meals for the journey.
All right, I'll give them a silver piece.
They nod in appreciation before sort of
Mavis is not overpaying right now.
Then come in, join us for food and drink. Unless you wish to rest before the journey, of course.
I will join them for food and drink.
Right. You're able to settle in with these merchants who will happily introduce themselves with many names. But they seem friendly enough. They do like a couple of them do try to do those like gentle sells to you, but you can tell it's more banter than actual earnest attempts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you don't want to check out the boats, you will have guaranteed a journey with them here.
All right. Yeah. Well, I will go with them because I'm assuming the boat's not going to be there in the morning, so.
Okay. Right. In that case, you spend the rest of the day with them, and by the time night rolls round, you see that they start getting ready to go. The brownie offers for you to come onto her little wagon. She literally has a fucking massive wagon which has like these really intricate little systems to do pulleys for this it's pulled by one of these sort of large drakes. They're slow lumbering, but they just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And she insists that you come stay with her because she refers to the other Trixies as lecherous. And just gives you like a comfortable place to rest and sleep. You quickly realize like this mixed group, day and night, they essentially take turns leading each other's wagons. They'll hook them up, some traveling during the day, some in the night, so that they can just keep going, only resting when the mounts actually need to.
Mm-hmm.
Which most of them had these drakes, which don't need to stop very often. So while it's technically slow-moving creatures, they make up for it in just sheer travel time.
Aldemore found it.
Aldemore, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in that case, you'll begin your journey underway. As you do, we move back to Iala. Iala.
Is Cross still there?
Roller. He just got on his pajamas.
Okay, he's really getting into the role.
Can
I see.
I have done one more thing before I left town because I knew I had time?
Yeah,
that
what's
night?
that?
I'm gonna take
back.
that chalk and I'm gonna write Aldemore below Maltori.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. Iala. You've exhausted yourself trying to hop, take flight. Your wings hurt. Most of your body hurts. Like your knees don't feel great with all that jumping up and down. And you found yourself short of breath so much quicker than you used to.
She has taken a position on her comfortable bed, just trying to rest the ache away. She's just worn out and is not happy with it.
As you sit and rest, you're sort of looking around here, and there are like other little sections here. Looks like there might be some, like you have a little pseudo library, which is just like a nook with a bunch of bookshelves, and it really is actually packed with books. Little like reading/writing table there. There is like a lavish, beautiful sort of like cave pool that has again some plants and such decorated around it. The water seems to be like just kept at a constantly nice, a little hot. Maybe some kind of bath.
Yeah. After catching her breath a bit, she is going to sit up in her bed and try and go over in her mind what was the last thing she can remember before this happened. And
You
pretty
remember walking
much
through the Sphinx gate and that mad dash towards it.
trying really hard to think of anything else that might have happened, but it doesn't seem to be working.
No other intervening memories.
She gives up with a aggravated huff and goes to get the book she was given and put them with the rest in this library nook, and is going to look through the different books to see maybe like the ones she's read the most that look like they've been read the most, or like what's the most types of books that are here.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check. which we're going to roll your intelligence. And I'm going to say I'm going to give you a proficiency 3 in investigation.
Okay.
Okay.
So +3.
We remove
Yeah.
that guidance.
Oh, there's guidance.
15, 16,
Oh,
17,
I have
18.
a less
Yeah.
checked. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oops.
So 18. All right.
Okay.
You put the books away and start looking for the rest of them, and you find an assortment of scripture here. It looks like you've had a decent education. There are books on languages, fauna, flora, mathematics, stuff that you would go ugh at typically. But there are also just plenty of fictional works. And you will find some that look a little more worn than others. And your heart sinks to think of what this other you is going through, something you quickly gathered just the way this place is set up. There are books about runaway princesses, books about somebody setting out on their own. These favoured works seem to speak of somebody that is wanting to get out. You also find a diary.
She scrambles to that and goes to read through it for any kind of information.
You start flicking through it, and it looks like this diary might be about 3 or 4 years old. Just based on the way it's filled. Look about, you can see, you've got a few of these books that you've had through your life. This latest one, a lot of it is just day to day. Mum came by, we had a nice meal together. She brought me this new book, yada yada yada. But you do come across the occasional entry that is concerning. Heard her roaring outside today. Think other people tried to gain access. Don't think they're alive anymore. And looking for the entries, you see that occasionally I begged her to take me out again. She insisted that it was safer here. The same old words. And you quickly put together, just reading through these entries, some going more in depth than others, some referencing other states of mind. But the overall picture is your mother is keeping you here, worried for you, scared for you, almost crazed in her protectiveness. You are a bird in a gilded cage. She gives you everything she can, lavishes gifts on you. You get the finest meals, all of the books and such you could want. She brings in enchantments so that she can redecorate and give you like these little fantasies. But you don't go out. She will not take you out.
Closes the book in the diary and puts it back in the shelf.
And as to like intent, one of the entries from yourself just seems to be like, why is she so scared? As if you wrote that down to question yourself.
All right. She gives her cheeks a small slap as she thinks.
That slap's a lot softer than it normally is.
Whoa. As she thinks to herself, she's kind of poking at her cheeks because of how soft they are now. I can't fly. How am I going to get out? There. She is gonna go into. She's gonna start exploring around and like look for one of the rooms that are not used as much. It looks like maybe a room that's still being worked on, or
In that case, I think what you'll find is a room that essentially there aren't many doors here. That most that happens is a curtain, But you pull aside the curtain and you see what looks like to be a storage room. You'll see some extra boxes of books. You'll see crates of toys, clearly yours as you've grown up, changing from sort of age brackets. There are, in fact, like spare beds in here. Clearly, like that one is pink, childishly decorated, just sort of like leaned up against the wall now, long stopped being used.
She's going to clear some of the stuff off one of the side walls and make sure things are not nearby. And she is going to attempt. She's gonna breathe deep and try and lightning breath the wall to see if she can damage it at all.
Okay. You take in a deep breath. Your chest arcing out, so much bigger than it was before, and you feel that crackling in your throat. That you have that sudden confidence of I still have this, and you breathe out, and this little spark fills the air in front of you, crackling like maybe a foot in front of your face. Just these little tiny arcs before fizzling out.
No, not these two.
She she sighs defeated and starts looking through the stuff for anything like hard metal, chisel-like.
Right, you go ahead and give me another investigation check.
So
Okay.
+3. Oh, wait. Well, the
Yeah, still
+3 is
guidance on,
there.
but it ends up being the same thing.
Yeah, got it
21.
this time.
You find why it's made out of metal, you don't know. But there is like one of those pole riding horses. It's got this pink mane, like painted wood stuck onto a metal pole. And then you think, oh, you don't think this was like brought this way. You think that like this little cart horse head has been added onto like some kind of farming implement or something. But yeah, there's a metal pole there.
She's gonna pick it up and opposite of the horse side, hit it against the wall, like chipping to see if she can do anything to the wall, like mark it or
You
make an
smack the
indentation.
wall with the end of this rod. Your arms ring, fat wobbling a little bit. You don't really do a big chip, but there is a scuff against the wall. Seems to be natural rock.
Said not be enough handhold. What else can I do? Is there anything do you use for rock climbing?
She's gonna go into her books to see if there's anything about sports, rock climbing, uh, any kind of interesting things
Yeah,
that she might have been interested in.
I'll say that you can find a book on. It's not a manual per se, but it is like a written account of a mountainous expedition. And you can start reading through that, and like they talk about the equipment in it. It's not a list, but they do talk about the equipment they use: pitons, ropes, anchor points, all that kind of stuff.
Right. Hammer, pythons. What? Where am I gonna get pythons?
How sheer is the wall? Like, is it just?
It's not ultra sheer. The main cavern is actually a pretty natural cave entrance. One side sort of goes a little more diagonally than the other. The other's got a sort of far more arched up thing to its ceiling. This is, of course, littered with like jagged outcroppings, bits that have bumps and so on. It is a very natural rocky surface. Ample places that could potentially be handholds if you had the strength.
Do not have the strength. Come on, think. There's got to be something I can do with this. But I've been apparently trapped here for years, so.
how high is there? There's a spot where it turns out into elsewhere, right?
Yep, there
Like
is a hole in the ceiling that seems to go up into another cavernous network.
she is gonna go into the back into the storeroom and
Mhm.
start pulling out like the beds and the storage crates and stuff like that, and she's gonna start piling things.
Okay, you start piling things up. You spend a lot of time pulling these heavy objects out, trying to arrange them. You get tired so much more quickly, but you persevere, taking brief breaks, pulling new things into place, stacking them up.
Finishing pancakes.
Yeah, refreshing yourself. Thankfully, lots of things to snack on in here. Lovely bottles of like fresh water, juices, and so on. You have a lavishly stocked kitchen. And after a good solid 2 hours of work, you look proudly at your pile of stuff, and then you look at like the 10 feet it gives you up to like a 40-foot ceiling.
If I had more time, I might be able to make that last bit, but
And then you
she's
hear echoing sounds coming from that ceiling. Claws
well,
clambering over rock.
I wonder if I get in trouble if I do this. I wonder how
Uh,
often I've done it.
and you see your mother's draconic visage emerging from the darkness of the tunnel up above. And she sort of pauses mid-climb, looking down at you in this pile, and you just hear this sort of sad sigh coming from her, and she does not land directly on the floor like she might otherwise do so. Instead, she continues to climb along the ceiling and down the wall, as if not to disturb your pile, and she just goes, Iala.
That.
No, not this again, please.
Is this again? Is this again? Obviously, I want to get out of here. And she points up into the hole. You're not giving me much of a choice here.
I know, sweetie, and I'm sorry, but it's too dangerous out there. I've told you so many times.
I'm your daughter. I'm a dragon just like you. What's out there that I cannot handle that you can?
She scowls and she snaps a bit and just goes, "You're not a dragon like me. You're frail. You're mortal. I have to. Anything
Is
out there
that why
could
you
get
leave
you.
me behind? Is that why you left me behind?
What do you mean? I've never. What going out and getting you food and books? I always come back."
No, you don't. The, she she's crackling with emotion, but it's probably not as strong as it used to be.
A little static.
Yeah. Leaving me all by myself, thinking that's what's good for me. Uh, If uh, she's starting to shake now at this, I get to see you after uh, years, and you still think it's fine to just leave me alone.
Um,
And
she looks confused by your words, but you can also see like there's a glimmer of guilt there, as if like you're impacting something.
why? Is it because I'm not a dragon like you that don't you don't think I'm worth anything? Worth your time?
You're,
Worth?
no, s- no, please, Aria, I would never think you're not worth the fact. The fact that you're not full-blooded, it doesn't matter to me. I just
Then why won't you let me outside? If it doesn't matter to you,
because I'll lose you. Something will take you from me.
so you just wait here until I die of old age or eventually crack my head on this floor.
Before you even continue the rest of that sentence, the moment you say die of old age, you hear the breaking of stone as you see those draconic claws of her sink directly into the cave floor, splintering it. Her eyes like going wide, fearful, and you see your mother start to breathe in panic. No, I'm going to find. I've told you, I won't let that take you. You're going to be with me forever, and I won't lose you. Not to age. Not. I won't. I'm going to find something to keep you around.
Now it's her turn to look concerned and somewhat confused. What are you so afraid of? Now even Iala calms her voice down and moves forward. Leaving here is not letting me live, sir.
You as you approach her, one of those draconic claws unclenches from the cave floor, and then the foreleg reaches out and actually just pulls you directly in. That sudden strength yanking you forward, and at the same time, her form shifts. Draconic leg suddenly turning into a humanoid embrace. She hugs you in against her, hand clutching the back of your head, desperately hugging you in against her. And she just goes, I'm sorry. I know it's not perfect, but it's for the best for the both of us, and we will be happy. We will be. I will make it better. What do you want? I can get more enchantments. We can make it seem like it's outside.
She was going to hug back, but these crazed mutterings, it causes her to push back a little. I want to go outside. I want to see what's out there. I want to go out there with you.
As you push her back, you can see there are tears running down her face, her body trembling as she forces a smile and just goes, I know, sweetie, but I'll make it better. I will. Are you hungry? I'll cook you something lovely, and we'll get over this. We will. We always do.
You're still not going to let me outside, then?
Both guilt and determination on her face. She reaches out a hand towards your shoulder. Do you let her touch you?
If she's not, she's gonna step away, move towards the kitchen table, and start moving that to her pile of stuff.
Talia, stop.
If you're not going to let me out, I'll get out myself. I'll do everything myself, just like I always have. Trying really hard to put it up onto the pile, but it's a kitchen table.
Yeah,
it's heavy.
You are. It is making scraping noises as you drag it along the floor. She sort of like pulls her hand back, watching you go to work at this, and she just goes, I've never made you do anything by yourself. I've always been here for you.
She's not going to answer back and just single-mindedly, stubbornly try to continue making the pile bigger.
She watches you do this, and it's with that sense of like letting you act out because she knows, and you likely know that this is a futile effort. But the demonstration of determination is what's important. but she just watches you do this before you hear her wings flap as she surges upwards once again.
I'll be here when you get back, possibly. She calls after her.
You do not hear her call back to you, but what you do hear echoing out of that tunnel is your mother starting to cry as she flies away.
Just let me out. There you go, leaving me alone again. If she just kicks something, it hurts.
Yeah.
She's gonna sit down on one of the beds.
You do not have hardy shoes. If you're wearing anything at all, it's very soft, slippery things.
She feels her toes crack and is gonna sit on the baby bed that she piled.
Yeah, you sit down on this bed, feeling this painful throbbing in your foot, looking around at this like clutter of items that you've ineffectively piled.
She rubs her foot for a moment, just trying not to cry herself, because she's put her mother on a pedestal for a long time, and this is a crazed woman leaving her alone in a cave, and she's kind of hoping this is not her mother in a way. But she and after she's done doing that, her hand moves to her pocket to rub her promise stone from Tiamat, but it's
not
an
there.
empty pocket. So
yeah,
she shivers.
your hand reaches into your pocket, feeling that there's nothing there.
And not the nothing that she can feel.
Can you?
The bit of nothing that she got before, that's still in her other bag of holding.
Is it?
Is it? She feels around for the nothing.
You feel that absence.
What? Oh, she's here. She scoffs. I guess nothing can help me now.
As you say that, you begin to think on that. And that is where our scene moves. Noah.
Noah's here.
You are in a position of such power here. What do you want to do?
First, Noah is going to go get something to eat. He's trying to take full advantage of this without breaking the time continuum.
The finest foods imaginable are available to you. Anything you desire is yours. What would you like to go get to eat?
Well, Noah read something about a combination pizza. So in the old files that they had, so Noah's going to ask for a combination pizza.
Your mother nods to you and just goes, "Of course. Do you want to go out to eat, daughter, or would you like it brought to you?"
I would look. His voice is annoying. I'd like to, it be brought here. I want to walk around and observe my domain.
Of course. And I shall have it brought to you. Shall I leave you to your wanderings?
Yes, please.
And she moves the bow before pausing, and then just like reaches up a hand to pat your arm, and just goes, "Good girl," and then sort of like furrows her brow a bit. Doesn't sound right. And as she mumbles as she walks away, trying to get into her role.
Noah walks out into this city and looks around, taking in all of the sights.
Right, you step on outside, and this is truly a cityscape. You move from what seems to be a little sort of like tree-built palace. Your little abode that you are in seems almost humble compared to the skyscrapers. These metallic trees blending into natural wood, and then back to these strange textiles. A organic city growing arches from one building to another. Um, there is a hustle and bustle of Fae moving about, and when you gaze up, there is blackness, twinkled with light. It's strange seeing a daylightscape around you. You look around, it is daylight, and then you look up and you see a night sky. Perfect clarity, as if there was not a light to diffuse anything coming from it.
Ow.
And you move around, and if you were mortal, it would likely be challenging to gaze upon. And in some ways it is, because your mind is wrestling with itself, with its perceptions. But there is a tower that is stretching up into infinity, and yet you can make it out in its totality as it surges into the night sky.
And Noah kind of like recoils a little bit and kind of like squints their eyes and uh quails a little bit as they look up it and trying to understand what how basically trying to process infinity, and
What hurts
gives
even more
up.
is when you look at a tower nearby that does the same thing, only you know it's larger.
Noah immediately just glancing over, seeing that, they just turn away and kind of massage their temples for a moment. And, well, gosh, I kind of wish I could understand this more. This would
You
be
feel a
really...
pushing.
No, I don't. I actually don't. I like my mortal mind. It's nice.
What's so hard to understand about larger sum of infinity than another sum of infinity?
Is that someone asking me, or is that
No,
just...
that's something you feel.
Okay, don't... It's weird because I can't conceive infinity. That's not something I am able to do yet. I wonder if I could just cheat and conjure up like a guidebook on Sphinx trials. But that could really mess stuff up.
What would it mess up, no, friend?
Huh?
A voice calls from behind you, and you turn to see this other Fey Lord. Clearly, you see their stature and tallness, those antlers that curve into a crown, and they're just sort of like tilting their head at you curiously.
Oh, I'm just pondering.
Noah is kind of getting into this character. This like they're trying not to show any kind of awkwardness, and is actually embracing what they don't know as like a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Oh, I recently learned something about Sphinx, and I was trying to figure out their trials. So I heard they put mortals through trials, though I cannot find what mortals are supposed to do at the end.
Limiting yourself deliberately, Void Lord?
Yes, I'm trying to come at it for like mortals. Like, what would a sphinx do for a mortal in order to challenge them? Very.
Am I to answer this question, or are you going to explore it yourself?
I would
What is the
actually.
game?
So, imagine this: a group of mortal adventurers. They travel into like a sandy desert and come across a sphinx temple. They walk inside, and the sphinxes immediately put them into a trial,
As they are wont to do.
forcing them to live in another timeline. What would a sphinx want to get out of that? What would they want the mortals to do to finish this trial? What are they trying to achieve?
Well, that's not very fun to imagine. It's a little obvious, isn't it?
I'm immortal right now. I can't ponder it.
Oh, I see. Then, a almost devilish grin crosses their face, and then just goes, "Then, mortal, if you seek this answer, you will owe me a favor." Do you like this game now?
Sure. This Fey Lord shall owe you a favor.
Oh, delightful. A little contradictory, but I like it. I gain from it. So, in that case, then the answer is obvious. The Sphinxes put these mortals through trials just to see if they are steadfast of heart. Before giving them access to timeways and answers, they need to know that their course is true. They offer them something that they desire, an alternative, and if they are able to make their way back and choose the correct path, then they are rewarded.
Fascinating.
It's not so much for the Sphinxes to gain something, more as a affirmation of character.
Okay.
And depending on the Sphinx, different flavors. Some are a little more kind in their trials. Others will really put them through the ringer.
Then, as a mortal, what would I want? I'm able to do everything right now. So what would I give? Why would I give this up? For what?
Well, that's the point, right?
Hmm.
If you are steadfast of heart and you had some task or such that made you seek them out beforehand, if you continue to seek it rather than accept, frankly, the far better life that you are having here, it means you are true. But why would you?
Yeah, that is. You have given me a lot to think about. Thank you.
Marvis. Well then, you better put down in your book, favor owed to Gabriel. I'll see you around, Void Lord.
Gabriel.
Holy
And
fucking
they
shit. You owe the biggest Fey Lord in the entire Fey Dominion a fucking favor.
No, this Fey Lord owes them a favor.
That's even worse. That's even worse. That's not even your mortal little coil running around having to do a favor. No, this is your you're behind the mask, Fey Lord now. Ooh.
Did I not? I was hoping that would be a trick because this Fey Lord wouldn't exist anymore if Noah became Noah again.
As they're walking away, watching them leave, they do pause and glance over their shoulder and just be like, good luck reuniting, Noah. And then continue on their merry way.
Oh.
I love you, Oberon. I fucking love you, Oberon.
Fey. I had to.
This Fey Lord has a mini tantrum here in the city square.
Kaboom!
Well, that
Everyone
would
is
be the
pheasant
snap.
now.
So if I couldn't I use this power in order to achieve my own goals while I'm here? Or would that be breaking into falling into the power that I'm not supposed to use? I'll think of it later. Let's see, how do I get back to...
And Noah starts walking around again.
Or better
You
yet...
start walking around, and this city is strange. You see a cityscape stretching out before you, and you'll turn your head to gaze elsewhere. There's more cityscape, and you'll turn your head back, and it's a different cityscape. Streets leading to other streets that bend around, back up to the top, round down through everything. This is a non-Euclidean domain. And you've heard tales of how the Fae move about. You got told them as a child. They know where they're going, and so they go there. So when you start to wander aimlessly, it really brings it into effect.
Oh, so I'm...
So wandering around aimlessly, I'm aimlessly going to different parts of the
You're-
cities.
You're reality
So-
warping parts of the city to you aimlessly as you walk.
And
So
as you
that-
do, it seems to touch into something in your mind, whatever guidance it can find. And that is how you found yourself face to face with the Smiling One. You see them looping out from behind a tree and then looking almost quizzically around themselves as if surprised to find themselves here.
Noah looks around and then kind of like hurriedly walks over to them.
Smiling One, you're here. I mean, of course you're here. You're,
Void Lord, why do you break my masquerade?
I don't know.
I'm not one
Not-
of your subjects. It's very rude.
I am very... you're not, I apologize. I'm currently in a mortal mindset. So any
Practicing
foibles...
for a new role?
Yes, any foibles I bring about is a part of this mask, you see. I'm trying to approach it as not knowing anything about the Fae and such. So
They seem to step in closer to you, and for the first time, that horrendous, grotesque smile of theirs doesn't feel threatening. For some reason, you read it as genuine, friendly, and they don't hunch as they approach you. They stand tall, long arms reaching out, placing their shoulders in a familiar touch, and they just go, "Well, rude or not, old friend, you know, if you have a role to play, I will happily take part."
thank you.
And Noah feels kind of touched for that. The times that they spent with the Smiling One is actually, as creepy as it was, sort of a nice memory. So they feel a sense of camaraderie with the Smiling One in this moment, and is actually kind of glad to see a familiar smiling face.
But you must excuse me. I must return.
Oh,
The dragon's
sure.
onslaught leaves many children abandoned, and the twisting tendrils consume the land.
Dragon on... What is happening?
Malady burns, malady corrupts, and I do what I can.
Should you need any help? Should I come to your aid?
If that's the role you choose.
If that's where everybody... I wonder if that's where everybody will go. This is... I'm supposed to stop the infection and...
I have never seen you so uncertain about a mask that you are to put on.
It's... The mask is very loose currently. I'm trying to still make it fit.
What of DSMY suffice to you?
DSMY?
I know you care for your subjects deeply, and their eyes on malady are important.
Then, if... DSMY is there, I should go aid... I should go protect them. And I might be able to cross with whoever I'm looking for. This was my original goal. With this power, I might be able to do something about it.
This power? What power do you grant yourself in a mortal guise?
Ooh. Perhaps we'll see when we get there. Shall you lead the way? I shall come to your aid.
And then you will, as the masquerade dictates, have to find me out there.
Very well.
They seem to perk up a bit, and they just go, a bit of fun in these sorrowful times.
Yes. Take care of yourself. I'll try and find you soon.
And they nod, and then they actually sort of take your hand, they bring it up to that grotesque moor and plant a very affectionate, not romantically so, but just seems to be friendly kiss on it. And it is a strange courtly behavior from this creature that you've seen crawling around and acting so disjointedly before. And then they simply saunter back behind one of those tree buildings and are gone.
Okay, so if I'm supposed to... Let's try and get to Malady. Hopefully the timelines will converge there. If we're all trying to continue our original goal, that was to stop this corruption that was in Malady. That's the best thing I have right now. Maybe I can even ask Dismawai about more about Astral Fae while I'm there. Okay, how do I get out of this place?
My darling daughter, sweetie, dearest.
Yes?
You turn to see your mother sort of actually gazing upwards as she's listing through these terms and just furrowing her brow, just going, not good at this. Brat? Yeah.
Wow.
Your pizza.
Oh, excellent. I'm glad I asked for this to go.
Go? You're going?
I've just come up with an idea for my masquerade. I'm going to head to Malady and see what I can do there to help the...
Oh. What are you going to assume? Are you going to be child rising up to the efforts of combat? Are you going to be a heartbroken adventurer seeking a long lost loved one? What's the role?
I think I'm going to be a certain a certain young druid who has come into some very strange happenstance and is hoping to find the friends that they made in another time on the fields of catastrophe.
They purse their lips briefly, looking at you and just going, and they just go, "Really struggling to come up with good ideas, aren't you?"
Oh wow, is it that bad?
It's a little far fetched, I think. Also, unlikely to find good people to play with if you're expecting others from another timeline. The Sphinxes have been locked down for, well, I haven't asked Akila what time it is for them, but it's been some time.
I think I've got a good feeling about this.
Noah says, reaching down, taking a slice of pizza and biting into it.
Oh
It
wow,
is the most beautiful food you've ever tasted, and utterly mundane to this mouth.
Oh, this is trash.
What
I
is-
love it.
This is such an odd feeling.
Well,
so.
Am I? Oh, do I have to come along with this as your mother?
No,
It doesn't really fit the tale.
Yes, you can. You can resume your duty as you were.
Well, okay then. But have fun, and remember, they can't all be good ones, but enjoy what you can.
I will.
Malady, is it?
Yes.
Are you going to enter through one of the sanctuaries, or are you going to come in from another land?
I think I'll enter through a sanctuary. That would be faster. I want to get
Okay.
into the thick of it quickly.
Then allow me. They sort of give you a flourishing bow, almost like over the top, as if it's just a playful thing rather than actually subservient. And then they just sort of wave a hand in the air, and there's just a very faint shimmer as if the air is distorted.
Thank you. It was nice talking to you again.
It's always been a pleasure.
And Noah steps into the shimmer.
As you step into the shimmer, Noah, you feel the rules of the masquerade taking place. Powers being locked away by compact and bargain, long written rules understood by your very being, even as your mind tries to avoid it. And you feel a pull, a tug back and forth as the underlying existence of you tries to assert something. Do you let it?
I think Noah will let it.
Okay.
Noah is hopefully this is fixing the timeline, as it were. If Noah,
As you step forward through this shimmering haze, the masquerade taking effect, the you of this place understanding what's going on. It's not complicated. You put on a mask of yourself, a double bluff. A Noah of this time, just similar enough to count as the masquerade. Powers locked away. You appear in a forest. Smell of burning in the air.
maybe I should have. Added that I kept my powers. What was I thinking? A super powerful druid coming down, maybe like 9th level or caster or something.
Whole bunch of magic
Gosh
items.
darn
You
it.
really kidded yourself out.
And you stand there as a druid, an actual druid.
Oh no.
In a very humanoid form, almost mundane.
Uh-oh. Well, I don't like this feeling.
You look down, human hands, human legs. Or is that elf? You're not really familiar.
Oh, did I?
You are covered in mud, dirt, and very little else.
Well, I hope that's the right idea.
Oh, Noah is immediately feeling regret from that all that power that they just wielded. But let's make do with what we got.
Right.
Can I summon clothes? What do I know? What do druids know? Can
Unfortunately, summon clothes is not in the druid repertoire. You check your knowledge, check your spells. This is weird. Noah, you have memories.
Oh no.
Memories are false. Even to this timeline, are false, created for this role.
Oh,
Who is this
oh.
druid, Noah? Who is the druid, Noah?
No.
What? Oh, I don't like what Sammi is saying. Did I? Did I?
I'm
Noah,
not saying anything. I'm just wailing in the background.
Noah tries to think on the memories a little bit.
Right, tell me about them.
They were, they they had originally come to Malady because they heard, or you're really putting me on the spot here.
Hey, this is what I have to do every session.
Is they originally had come to Malady in order to study the flora and fauna here, but got caught up in the current catastrophe. They tried to help as much as they could, and right now they had just saved a group of survivors by distracting a corrupted foe away from them in animal form, and that is why no one no longer has clothes.
Thoughts and feelings fill your mind as you reflect upon memories created. Understanding comes. You escorted refugees to the forest. A druid like yourself has contact with the Fae. Masquerades link up, your story inserted into another, an ally in the smiling one, dangerous even for a druid, and yet helpful. You remember so much about this conflict. The dragon Kretch leading his forces across the land, burning cities, destroying towns. You know there's very few ports of civilization left here. There's the large city that you do not like, a place of stone, now militarized, fortified, the last bastion of civilization on this continent that isn't Nolish. And yet, that hasn't been the greatest threat of late. What follows in the Knoll's wake is strange. Figments of people, remembered folks that aren't remembered. It's been a thankful break that it's disrupted the Knoll forces as much as it has those survivors. Now both face a threat of memory created. You remember red tendrils, lashing out, consuming creatures, becoming them. This is a cursed land.
I knew that this was bad, but I didn't realize it was this bad. That city, let's start heading there. Might not have liked it, but probably safer right now, and maybe I can get my bearings more.
You know where you are, you know your path. You turn, automatically assuming a more effective form for travel. Do you take flight or are you fleet on foot?
I'm going to take flight.
Right. What is this druid's preferred aerial form?
It would be an owl.
Right. An owl takes to the air and starts heading westward towards the coast. towards the last bastion. And we flit over to Taryc.
Yeah.
Yes.
Taryc, the morning has come. You're already on the move again. Half day's travel, bringing the caves into sight. It's a simple order to start an assault. But do you take part in it yourself?
Just double checking. Was I able to do?
Oh, yes. Did you want to announce it in the morning as everyone roused? Or do you use it as part of your pre-battle, declaration?
Actually, no. I'll do it as my pre-battle declaration.
Okay. What do you tell those attentive faces staring at you?
I have been visited by a divine vision. We must go to the glass dunes near the. Why am I forgetting it? Red River. There is something there I must be to. Actually, no. I believe it may actually be remnants from the Sphinxes.
There's immediate chatter amongst those gathered. One of the larger Knoll ladies, someone that could potentially challenge you, actually does sort of step forward a little bit and just goes, "Your vision leads us to Sphinxes."
Yes, I think the gods have a use beyond just where we are now. They are supposed to be the keepers of time, after all.
And what interest would we have in time, such to venture through the ghostlands?
Blackheart, power, glory.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the best
Don't
way to
be assertive.
describe it.
Remember, you gotta be mean. Dig down deep and be like, do not question me. Do not question my vision of power and glory for our tribe. Go for it. You got it.
Don't question what I view. It is for the power and glory of our tribe, my tribe. I'm gonna just stand up at full height because I'm pretty sure most gnolls don't usually stand at full
No,
size.
a hunch posture is far more comfortable.
Yeah.
As you stand at full height, she actually sort of rises up a bit herself. You can see like the old teeth baring briefly. And I need to give me an intimidation check.
You got this. I believe in you. Remember, count to the weak may return. If they will
I am
not
going
make
to
that path.
inspire that.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead and reroll it.
Yeah, use that. How? Oh!
Wow.
I mean, it kind of does fit
There-
Taryc, right?
those
Can
are-
I
those
get
are
my
the dice.
inspiration that I got
It's a
earlier?
crit.
That's not a crit. That's not how it works here.
Not Daggerheart.
That is.
Not D12s. All right. Can I give them my inspiration?
No.
Oh.
You try to posture at this, no, but Taryc, for you, it doesn't come naturally. It's one of the problems you always had. And you see their eyes flicker, gazing into yours, and then their hand is actually reaching for their weapon, and they say, "You have many visions. Now they lead us into ruin, into land where no go missing, never to return. I call falsity. I say wrong. Weak." That declaration causes a lot of chatter. You see other gnolls starting to there's a weird excitement to it, yapping at each other, some reaching for their own weapons as if some look like they're ready to try and interfere with her. Others look like they're actually sizing you up as well. And then She pauses. Her hand starts to shake as it holds its blade. She chokes.
Your priest just killed her.
Yep. I was gonna say, I
I was waiting for you to do it. I was like, come on, just throw a spear right down that girl's throat.
Your priest stands beside you, unmoving, and you just feel the gentlest nudge of the bottom of his staff against the back of your ankle, as if forward.
I'm gonna go through with the spear.
All right. You step forward, and you see that fear and confusion in her eyes as your spear lunges forward. Where do you strike her? How do you kill her?
Strike through the heart, through the chest.
All right. Your spear plunges directly into her chest. The rest of the gnolls pause, staring. As far as they could tell, she throws up in front of you, scared, and you have struck her down. It occurs to your mind that every time you've seen an priest do anything, it is loud, clear incantations, movements, gestures, rituals. You know how rare, even outside of your tribes, the ability to cast without movement in silence is. You didn't know that your priest could do that. At least this you, the real you, didn't know that.
It's a good thing to remember dealing with some of the other ones we probably have to eventually
So
deal
let's
with.
point out he must really fucking love you.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you let this gnoll slide off of your spear, crumpling to the ground, he actually steps forward just a little bit, not coming up beside you, but just behind you, as he yaps out, "See how Challenger quakes at Mistress' gaze, knows her strength. Doubt end her life. Do any doubt?" You see some expressions, still angry, still defiant, and yet cowed. Eyes glancing away from you, weapon sheathing. Good. Then, Mistress will judge your assault. She will watch from afar. Right, Mistress?
Yes. We'll wipe these Cassic worshippers, and then we will march from there. The better you do here, the better you will be in my eyes.
There are bowed heads acknowledging yaps, and then they begin to move. Your little on-the-move war camp emptying out as some scout out around, planning to find other entrances. Some sneak directly, but soon enough, it's just you and him standing there. And he glances up to you and just very softly says, "Explain."
Do I have... I have to insight this, so just roll it anyways. Of course, I had no idea.
Amazing.
Wow, the dice are betraying me.
All you
tonight.
see is a
No.
canted head gazing up at you. Eyes questioning.
Why I didn't just strike her down when she started, or...
That is part of question, but there are more. Past days, you feel like old you.
That may be why more of the visions are coming clearer.
Let me roll a dice. You see actually a mildly hurt look appear on his face. And then he just bows and just goes, as you say.
Making him sad. Ah. We will see what happens in the glass dunes. Maybe it's the visions. Maybe it's me. I sometimes not sure about the vision, what the visions mean always.
You know whatever they mean. I follow.
Yes, and it pleases me.
He seems to glance around, looking off in the direction that your warband went. Before a little nervously, he says, "I do not mind that you soft touch, but it's dangerous. I think now you will have more challenges."
Here I will. I will have to stay on my toes more and
Before we leave,
Could just leave.
forgive. I know you have been driven. Plan in mind. Steadfast, but not happy. Not like cold you. Not like happy was.
would we be able to get away without being down?
Mm. I can lead us away. You keep us safe from harsh creatures. I cloak us. I know that you have plan and forgive. I do. I overspeak.
It is actually a good idea. It may be a better idea than you even think it is. Maybe a good idea to get away before someone comes up
May
with an idea.
I
Besides,
ask?
yes.
The fact that he interrupted you is a massive overstep. And yet he doesn't seem to be cowering with fear at doing so.
He's been testing the waters with you, and you keep letting things slide.
And he just goes, I have always cared for your visions, but here he reaches up a hand again gingerly to your chest and just touching where your figurative heart would be, not the exact location, but you know. And he just gentle touch with his fingers and just goes, but I have never cared for their source. He glances upwards. I follow what you want, not because guided. Are visions real?
Sometimes. But sometimes I think, like you asked earlier, that they are from me, not from the gods.
He smiles softly and just goes, I are a priest. They're not for gods.
Yes.
They're for you.
I think most of this vision is mostly me. I think there may be a little guiding from them, but I think this is something that I need to be there. And it may be better to go before others start to make it more difficult to do.
And I choose you over gods and kin. They be okay. They will fight. New leader step forward.
They will. And hopefully I have started guiding them on a path that
You
they
have
should.
made righteous knows strange thing.
Yeah. Strange, but powerful at the same time.
It is good. You were
It
always
is.
strange, he says with a fond smile.
Fits Taryc very well described.
And we go.
Yes, and out of character question, did I see uh did I see the scout go off, or did I
Yeah.
see her at all? Okay. Yes, let's go. We're gonna.
Yeah. He nods and then he just sort of moves off and he just goes to grab like one of the little supply packs that's been left around here. And he shoulders it and he sort of motions and just goes, I will cover our tracks.
Thank you. Let's get going before anyone thinks to check on us.
And he casts Pass Without Trace. And go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
That's gonna be a stash roll. Oh wait, hey, I get +10 on that at least.
Mhm.
I know that.
Pass Without Trace makes this not hard to pass.
13.
But you try your hardest.
to try.
Okay.
I just want to do this. This isn't doing anything. I just want to roll an actual D20 roll on its own with no stats or anything. I just want to see I can roll something that isn't really low.
You just wanted to feel like you could go above 10 once in your
Yeah.
life, right?
Well, I rolled a nat 20 on my first roll.
As you move away, you hear him sort of just little yap to himself, not meant for you to hear. It's tinged with so much affection as he moves behind you. You just hear him go, clumsy.
Oh, that's the heartbreaking thing of going back to our time is you won't have him anymore. He's wonderful.
There may be a chance, though.
Gonna try and take that through the Sphinx Temple. Mine now.
No, I don't know if taking this version of him do this thing would be a good thing. Having an herb priest with what we do.
Oh, that'd be wonderful, actually. That would be really useful, actually. I like herb priests.
You begin to move to the southeast, heading towards the Red River and the Glass Dunes. Mavis.
Yes.
Your little caravan's been trundling on. You're able to get some rest that maybe if you were truly Nim would be unsettling, jarring. But you're used to travel and getting sleep while doing so. And so you awaken relatively refreshed. You can hear a couple of the caravanners sort of chatting. You're also not the only guard here. In fact, one of those lizard folk wasn't a merchant. They were one of their hired guards. They picked up a couple more before leaving because dune travel can be dangerous. And it's stepping out of the covered wagon into the cool Tulian air, nighttime duty, that you see the skies alight. Those sort of faint colors and hazes that often fill the Tulian sky playing overhead right now. And as you're sort of standing in here, letting the night air wake you up, Nomi sort of like buries his head a little more firmly into the blankets you were using.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear like distant sounds on dunes, not unusual to hear. Yaps of what might be hyenas or gnolls, strange, distant thrumming, groaning noises, sandworms moving deep in the distance. The night air alive with life despite the stillness.
I wish you were still here, Fula.
You mumble these words to yourself, and you can feel that Tifriti's fire in your heart, almost if something gone is agreeing with you.
She takes out her spoons and keeps watch, kind of tapping because she's trying to teach herself to do it again.
As you sit there trying to recapture rhythms that you know, and yet your body seems to have forgotten, you travel along, and time starts to pass. At this point, we enter the long times. Iala,
I am here.
your mother returns, seemingly trying to ignore what happened. You get stilted conversations. You can have outbursts with her, those same discussions again. But you realize she's not going to budge, not immediately. You've apparently been trying for a long time to get her to let you out. And you realize that if you're to convince her, it's going to take time. But in case that doesn't work, you need to find your own way out. You've been an adventurer once. You know how to train. This body might be unfit, but you know you can get there. It'll take time.
What again?
Fortunately, that's pretty much all she has down here.
I would like to ask you, you can do both, but is there an effort she'd like to focus on? Herself or her mother?
Let's see. Let me. I think it would be she would at first be stubbornly working on herself, but as because she's pretty much with a stranger right now. But if time is going to be passing, she's probably going to start trying to understand her mother as well.
Okay. You learn about her bit by bit. She has a desperate need to connect with you and seemingly reconnect with you. She feels like there's something that she's lost connection wise. Well, this one that belongs here, clearly had been trying to get out. She still had a relationship with her mother. And you sense that a lot of the fear is because she doesn't sense that right now. Which, if she has a fear of loss or abandonment, you realize that must be horrifying. You will learn by listening to her crying to herself sometimes, seemingly thinking you can't hear in her own chambers. Was like, not her as well. I can't lose her as well. Please. Begging something, someone. You can eke out of her something that she's apparently talked to you before. It's not a hidden secret, just one that she doesn't talk of because she doesn't like it. And, well, you already know, apparently. She's scared of losing you because you're mortal blooded. She didn't know her own draconic parents. She was raised, adopted by humans. And when she was still young, in draconic terms, still a little girl who desperately needed her parents, they died. Elf and old age. It instilled in her this fear of loss of family and joy of your birth, of having a daughter, quickly became that very same fear. Your conversations with her seem to skirt around something that you often see guilt in her eyes. Every time you mention her having left you, even though she doesn't believe that's a thing that's happened, there is a look she gives, as if your words somehow are hitting upon something. Do you choose to pry into that?
Yes.
Okay. As you are focusing more on conversation than athleticism or anything like that, I'd like for you to just assign yourself a flat, 10 in strength. No bonuses, but no negatives. You get yourself to a point where you can work okay, but you're not strong. Your charisma, you can have a +4 modifier in. And it's with that I'd like for you to go ahead and give me a persuasion check with her. You can have a
Am I
+3
trained in-
proficiency bonus on your persuasion.
Wait, where's that plus? I thought
You have guidance turned on still.
I
Right.
turned off so many different things. Okay,
Right,
where's
22.
this? 22, regardless, yes.
You're sort of sitting. Do you try to behave a bit more amicably with her?
Yes, because once she's decided to like try and understand what's going on, and like she's gotten a lot of her aggression out in forcing herself to retrain, she's tries to start kind of getting along better and trying to understand and maybe even try and connect with her mother again.
Okay. As you let the weeks go by, turning into months, building up relationship, conversation, this woman truly does love you. Maybe too much, but it's earnest, honest, which makes it feel so strange that she abandoned you in your own time. And it's guiding that conversation that way that you'll finally be able to get out of her. You talk about those days, those years that you knew it happened. And she'll actually say, I had a moment of weakness once. You were growing up so fast, rooting up, and it's like I could see your years flashing by in seconds. The very encroach of death upon you, and part of me wanted to flee. Run away so that I wouldn't have to watch my little girl grow and die. Mother would be if I did that. No, it's not perfect here, but I'm with you. We have each other. And then I know if I ran to try and find some means to save you, then maybe I'd be able to do it faster, better, but I can't leave you. I'll find a way. It just might not be as quick. Please bear with me, Iala.
Let me help. Just to be with you well.
So dangerous out there, sweetie. The world's gone madder than it was even when you were a child.
But I get to be out there with you. All I have here is wall. Even
Yeah,
if it's awful out there, I want to have more than just stone to stare at.
She seems to be looking at you as you say that, and she just goes, "I know you've always wanted to see outside, but you've always been afraid. Where has that gone?"
When a while ago you said I had a bad dream. One where I woke up confused. I had a dream where I lived a life without you, and I was outside of a cave, outside of this cave, looking for you. And now that I have you here, finally, in the waking world, I'm still stuck, trapped, unable to get you to trust, to
Well,
make
no,
me.
Iala, I trust you.
Let me be your daughter, something you can be proud of.
She,
All I'm doing here is wasting away.
she looks down at her plate, and you see her sort of like push it aside, stand up. At this point in the conversation, you're prepared for always to know the refutation, her leaving, avoiding the conversation, and preparing for that stark no. You hear her say, "We'll talk about it later." And she doesn't leave. She's never said that. It might feel like a pushing aside the conversation, but it feels different. Unprepared to confront it now, but preparing yourself to confront it in future. Progress, tiny, small, but there.
Be quiet for a few moments before she grabs the sides of her chair and scoots it around the table, and then lays her head on her mother's shoulder, something that she's not been able to ever really do.
She wraps her arms around you tightly, her cheek resting on top of your head, and she just goes, "I love you, my dearest heart. I do.
I've always loved you. Still
I want
do.
you to be happy." She travels off, unprepared to confront what needs to be said, but you can feel it growing. And she just pets through your hair, content in this moment to stand there with you in her embrace. Noah, your own journey is perilous. In the years that you've been you've seen so much conflict and tragedy, partaken in so much yourself, and yet this land, it's seen more than you can believe. Entire forests razed, chopped down, burnt out husks of towns littered with bodies still. Bones mostly, Noel's picking them clean, breaking them for the marrow and then discarding what's left behind. You see signs of fast battles. You see Norwich encampments larger than ones you saw Kretch in charge of. You see creatures that the Knolls are fighting. Knowledge things sprouting into tentacles. You see areas of land warped and corrupted, those strange red lines passing over them, flesh erupting from the ground, wrapping around tree stalks, buildings, seemingly melding into stone, becoming bark and wood. Our Norath here has clearly spread. As you journey across this cursed land, every now and then you'll see refugees, groups of survivors hiding in the wilds, desperately trying to avoid these search bands coming for them. Do you help them?
Noah will help them as much as they can, trying to guide them guide them to safety with their literal bird's eye view and stuff and their druid powers.
And then your journey is slowed. You assist them in what ways you can, sometimes simply by guiding them, other times fighting for them. It doesn't always end happily, but you help. You think you lose more than you save, and yet every save is precious. It feels right for this role. A hero. You are you, and yet you're also another version of you. Underlying mind riding a masquerade. This is what it feels like to be conscious as a Fae. You don't remember feeling this as just you. And yet you're well aware of what's happening. You are able to direct it, but it almost feels like a passenger at times. It takes you a long time to reach the city. It's so much different than you remember. It was always walled, guarded, fortified, but those walls are built up, extras erected outside, siege towers with cannons facing outwards. You see the remnants of Nordic encampments, some still with soldiers preparing to attack the walls, others clearly scattered by the defenders' own incursions outside. Do you want to land within the city?
Yes.
You land. Immediately, you face adversity. Guards looking for creatures in the sky. Arrows sent your way. It's a panicked affair, landing amidst a flurry of attack and arrows. But the moment you resume your human form, they don't leave you be, but they stop attacking at least. You're able to explain who you are, what you're doing, at least the fiction of it. And eventually, they believe you. You get recognized. Survivors here calling out that you aided them. Some you don't recognize. It must have been the fiction before you assumed the role, which you don't understand how that works. You literally just inserted yourself into the world. How could you have been here already acting in it? But it seems you were. The strength of the masquerade is starting to become very clear to you. The Fae do rewrite the real world to let themselves play their roles. Within the city, that you learn of affairs. Those precious places that you've lived and passed through before are gone. You see a fast wooden wall, papers, little carved stone tablets, everything attached to it, names of the dead or those seeking those that are missing, hoping for them still alive. Your heart sinks when you see that the Rogerly family's names here, gone. Kieran and his adventuring band, gone. Honored heroes, acting in defense, trying to get survivors to safety. The regent here holds an iron hand. Martial law. He's not cruel, but it is necessary. He's in charge of the defense, and you hear talk of horrors, not from the gnolls, not from the encroaching corruption, but things he has unleashed. The only reason the city stands. Strange beasts, automata, cursed magics of blood.
Noah walks around the town providing healing wherever they can for like the defenders and stuff, or families who are refugees stuff. Uh, Slowly they're making their way towards the castle with the idea of trying to get into the courtyard to meet up with Emalia.
Okay, you head for the castle. The guard presence here is heavy. You are turned away streets before you even reach the gates. It's here that I'd like for you to make a perception check.
I can just pass that, right?
Not here, not now.
Darn it.
Noah now, the human druid. So I guess
Man,
you're rolling a
I'm-
d20 and see what bonus Yuli gives you.
However, I will let you use your druid sheet.
Ooh, nice.
Oh.
Lucky.
You inserted yourself into a familiar role.
Roll. Did I accidentally? Give me 1 second.
1,
Okay,
2,
I am here.
3,
Perception.
4.
Okay. It's almost a shock to see. You almost overlook it, not because you don't notice it, but because your brain doesn't allow it to be. You're part of this fiction. You know how this world's supposed to work. And yet there is posted up on one of the many billboards around here just a list of names. Nim/Mavis. Taryc. Iala. Awa. Cassian. It goes on. Even lists Nomi, Kailela. It has the entirety of what you consider to be your adventuring party, sans Maltori.
What could this mean? Noah gets up closer to this post and just looks it over.
At the bottom, it lists these names boldly as if like those are supposed to catch attention, and then just written beneath it in a hand you don't recognize. It just says, "Seek me out at the Lonely Night Inn. Bring this with you."
Guess someone was expecting me. Noah says, tearing down the post and rolling it up. Can't wait up.
Okay.
Noah makes their way to this inn.
You ask around, getting directions, and eventually make your way to the Lonely Night Inn. Despite it being spelled with the NIGHT version of night, its sign is a horseback knight against the night sky. And as you enter the inn, it's pretty damn empty. Just a couple of morose drinkers in here, drinking incredibly watered down ale where supplies run thin. You hear this sort of groaning of pain from upstairs. It must be being used now as a minor hospital, as many buildings are. And as you step on in, a figure sitting near the bar jingles as they turn.
Oh no.
Masked eyes glance at the scroll you're holding, and they stand. A jester, colourful outfit, a clearly Miris mask over their face, and as they give you a flourishing bow, there is a little sparkle in the air as a hand passes, and just a script that says, "Greetings, I'm Hanover."
Noah looks surprised at this, but walks up to them. Hell, that was flash. Hello, I'm. Oh, I guess you already know who I am.
They bow their head, and no, go ahead and just give me an intelligence check. Hanover, you know that name. Maltori's spoken it so many times. Hanover, Fort, Torin Fell, Valessa.
part of Maltori's original party.
They clasp their hands together almost as if in delight, and they then just like lay a hand on your shoulder gently, as if like trying to be comforting.
I'm guessing you're unable to talk?
What's great is I don't think they know who you are because you're a human right now, and Noah's probably described as a satyr. They're probably trying to figure out who the hell this is on the list.
They put their hands together, and their head sort of goes side to side as if at a sort of in response.
Okay.
Noah looks down, then looks back up.
Oh, I'm Noah. Noah.
You can't see their expression, but their body language almost comedically suggests surprise. They like put their hands on their hips, legs stretched out in a very Peter Pan pose as they look you up and down, before they then like almost scrunch up to be the height that you think you would be if you were described to them as the original Noah. Their hands going up, wiggling as if antenna, and then they just start sort of like prancing around, very satyrish.
Yeah, that's me. Normally, things are very weird. I don't even know how you know me here, and I'm not allowed to think that hard about it.
They give a sort of little tilted head to you, and then they sort of motion to the list, and they point at you, and then they just like run their hand down the list to the bottom where there's no name.
Yes, that's right. Where's Maltori?
Their hands go to their chest as if like, I know them.
Yes.
And he points at that spot, and then he points to you, and then he points to themselves.
He's in my heart.
Their shoulders slouch, their head tilts back as if in an exaggerated. Ugh.
I can't believe you gave Hanover to Noah after all the torture I gave Bird in my game with Hanover.
And they just gesture with a little sparkle and just say, "Sent to find you."
Maltori sent you?
They bow their head.
But how? Well, I guess he is really powerful, isn't he?
They put an arm around you, bringing you up to the bar, and they start to gesture as if talking a long, unspoken story.
Yeah.
And they insist that you drink. All right.
I'm literally like
Mavis.
the stupidest smile at my Hanover getting to be in Lost Legends. Yay! He was such a good guild leader.
Mavis, the weeks of travel go by. You have a couple of altercations, bandits and a couple of wild animal encounters, but nothing that you and the other guards in the caravan can't handle. You build up a friendly repertoire with the merchants and guards as you travel along, and as you finally pull into the port city, your destination, they bid you a fond farewell. The brownie girl even making sure that you've got a bit of extra coin in your pocket, worried about you setting off on your own.
On my sling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she bids you farewell as you are now standing in this port city. You begin wandering around. Better see when the next vessel goes out. They aren't frequent, but hopefully you can get passage at least somewhat close to somewhere.
Well, I was trying to get...
Or maybe you wait.
I thought I was going to Aldemir, which was where we...
You want to continue on?
I thought that's where I was going to with them. Was I not going there?
Is that where you want to go?
That's where I was trying to go to, but yeah. But I will, because I'm trying to get to the teleportation circle. But I'll go to the port, and then I'm gonna rinse and repeat like I did last time. Chalk, make marks.
Yeah, and it's when you're sort of doing another pickpocketing, a distraction with a pseudo dragon, so that you can quickly grab up, cut a coin purse loose. You go up after this hooded figure. They look wealthy. They've clearly got magic items on them. Risky, but you're going to need money to continue.
Are they a foreigner? I like to target
They look like a foreigner. You see white-skinned hands, calloused knuckles.
Go for this guy.
And it's as you latch on, climb up sneakily, go for that coin purse, that hand grabs you. You want to stab the hand?
I don't use knives.
No?
No.
Okay. You are grabbed. Nomi immediately lets out a squawking meep in panic as you're brought round. And you see this stranger's eyes glancing at the pseudo dragon, diving towards them, glancing at you, and they just go, Nim. And they pull down that hood, and you look into the face of Torin Fell.
Where the fuck is my papa?
He's on La Real right now.
God damn it. What the fuck are you here, Torin Fell?
Looking for, you and others. So you are real then, huh?
Yes.
Not to doubt the mind of a old man, but...
Letting go a little bit. You're kind of holding tight.
What are you trying to get to my coin purse?
I thought your coin purse.
Right, well, I'd appreciate that back, thank you. He says, just setting you down.
Okay.
And then sort of crouches down. Calm, you pseudo dragon.
It's okay. It's Torin Fell.
You're getting flashed at Torin Fell.
I know, it's Torin Fell. Calm down. It's okay. Don't worry. We're not taking his fingers this time.
Not to doubt the old man, but I'm a little surprised.
Hey. Any sign of Arwa?
No, not yet. She must have been quite different because none of us knew of her, and he tells us that he told us plenty of stories and, met her.
Is he okay?
Panicked, but healthy.
Is memory all right?
A difficult question for me to answer. We weren't sure about his, frankly, ravings until we noticed interference.
Interference?
Some of our sendings don't work. Some of our teleportations fail for no discernible reason.
Yes. Nomi had that problem. He bit an angel on the way down from heaven, and they said the angels could not see us. Want an angel feather? I've got one.
Maybe later.
Right.
But for now, we have you. That's good.
We. Is there anybody else, or is it just you?
Just me here, but we're scattered to the four winds.
Taryc
waiting in places that we know.
Somewhere. Their tribe. I don't know where they would be. I was trying to get to the port city that had the teleport circle where Maltori brought us through. Me and Taryc originally left there to get to Loril.
He nods and just goes, I did know after his speaking with him that you would likely have to pass through here to get there, and frankly, the sooner the better. I think I can pick you and Taryc up here, hopefully. It's less of guarantee. Had a long life, whatever her changes.
Nomi's change happened a very long time ago. And what he has told me, I think it's like 60 years what Nomi had. Nomi's change was 60 years back. I don't know what Maltori's was. Must have been 20 or so. My Mitzi, she never joined your Hanover.
There's a little look of guilt on his face as he just goes, the ritual.
Yes, Mitzi would have went and been on Tyrell with Hanover, and she was with me, so she must have never left.
And we never stayed there. They never stayed there. We never broke apart. He smiles faintly. I listened to him.
I am very sorry. This is probably a lot for you.
I've already had the dark tales told.
Were there good times with him instead?
Greatest. He actually smiles and extends a little pinky finger out to you and just goes, "It's a delight to meet my best friend's daughter."
Take his finger and shake it. Glad to get to talk to you again. Didn't necessarily not get on very well. Though I did threaten to eat your finger that one time when I took it off.
He pulls his finger back.
I didn't eat it.
Well, I've got an in-room here. I do scout out now and then, trying to search the dunes in case no tribes,
Yes. I know Arwa was raised by a priestess originally. That was the first memory she had. But
So she's a smart girl, wherever she is. I think she will try to head to
I have been leaving
one of these places.
marks at the port cities that I have been traveling through Maltori and directing to sure, I have to look at the thing. Aldamur. I have been
He did say you were clever.
I've been writing everywhere that I can to help direct, so that way people will look for
You're directing to
Maltori.
Aldamur then perhaps it's time for me to move on to there as well with you.
Yes. Why don't we leave some marks here? Posts on
He nods.
boards, and we'll do the same.
I will also make sure that word's left with some of the innkeeps.
Are you okay with traveling on sand, Forest Boy?
I've been to Thule enough to be able to travel, yes. Just make sure you can keep up.
Ah.
He grins a little bit and just gestures. We'll meet at the city gates in an hour. Leave our marks along the way.
Leave our marks along the way.
He nods and just sort of very casually turns and departs from you. And as you move, the first actual contact made, be it with somebody that's a stranger to you here, we move over to Taryc.
Yes.
Travel through the sands isn't easy, just the two of you. He's not a hunter, so you find food for both of you. He can at least conjure water, which is a massive relief. It's
Very
weeks
good
of
things.
travel before you start to see the first glimmers of light along the sands. Unnatural, glass-like. You know your tracks haven't been flawlessly covered. You've caught sight, scent, and sound of pursuit. You're not sure whether it's your whole tribe, part of them, or even just strangers, maybe some Cassic ones that seen you moving on your own. But Brand does his best to keep you both safe and hidden. You find yourself approaching across the dunes, not from any known trade paths. Do you go in to the glass dunes, or do you fear?
I think my best bet is to get back to where we were going. So, if worst comes to worst, whatever happened happens again. So we're gonna continue into the dunes.
Okay. You walk with your priest into the glass sea. He's clearly afraid. A nervous step, that nervous giggling. You have some familiarity with the stories told by gnolls of this place. How you see specters of long past tribes, families, people. How, if you interact with them, you are trapped here, never to return. The Knolls do not like this place. They don't focus on the stories of sphinxes. They focus on the stories of specters. But you brave it, moving in with your dear companion. And that's where we're going to end this week's session.
Well done.
Yay.
So
No
much
XP.
weight.
No
I could
piety.
have used Noah's powers to raise a level.
You could use Noah's powers for a lot of things, but I will tell
I
you,
know.
you are the character that is at most risk of having just legitimately died through role play here.
You are
I
Well
think
done
you
for
are
not doing so.
You are like, if you flex, you suddenly suffer a type of character death that is immutable. Like, that is bad.
That's why I was really careful about
You could have
that.
gotten away with a few flexes, though.
Yeah.
No,
If you'd only given yourself some
no, I
cool
couldn't have.
magic
As
items.
soon as I did, I would have rolled like a 1, and then everything would have been bad.
No, you just
Every
do what you
time
roll.
that you were flexed, I rolled a d20. A 1 would have been ego death, and every time you flexed, that number goes up by 1.
So it was a 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was rough. Still, though, can't believe you dropped yourself in a war zone. Wow.
Things have gone badly without you guys around there.
Yeah, I was expecting
No
it to go
kidding.
really bad because I knew Thyral was going to be in flames as well because Mitzi and
No,
all them weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
Noah should have put on the mask of a messiah and with coming to save
That nothing
day.
happens to messiahs that's good.
Yeah, that's
That
also
is
a
the
terrible idea.
worst. No, you should have put on the
Okay,
mask
fine.
of an extremely spoiled and knowledgeable wizard who knew his way around the entire world. That would have been great.
Yeah, hopefully that was okay. Sorry,
That
it
was
was a little
wonderful.
disjointed.
Yep, I'll stop the record.